give me one mic. Everybody's got excuses, but you got one life to live, one life to give, one moment, one opportunity. Boy, that's it, and it's all said and done. When the going gets tough and the tough gets going, you just go ahead and run. Cause opinions are like assholes, everybody has one. They're being constructive or they jealous of the outcome. It's not about the times you fail, it's about the times you got up. And I don't even care what the fuck your excuses is. Fact is, you just playing the cards of foolishness. What you think I'm dubious, you gotta get up, get going and just move on. Don't look towards the past, you gotta groove on. You procrastinating now, you gotta get that motivation. I already created a track called Inspiration. Gotta get up, get going and get fucking hype. Go ahead kid, go ahead and live your life with no regrets, no regard all the fucking time. Cause I'm telling you, if you keep going, you go on. End up in the same spot you've been in all your fucking life now. Tell me now who's winning. Opinions are like assholes, everybody.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Wrestling Talk. Now, it is Thursday recap time. And, of course, I am not alone. But first of all, I am Justin JLB. But I am not alone, as I am with my wrestling tag team partners, if you will. Of course, we got Mr. BIGRED, Big Red. What's good, sir?
What's good, my friends? It's Thursday. How's everyone doing?
Pretty good.
And of course, we also got Kid Freaking Crazy. How are you?
I'm good. Hope everybody's okay.
Everybody is everybody. Just got myself a new phone today. Got the Google Pixel 6.
Oh, look at you.
I done signed another stupid contract when I swore I wasn't going to. Damn.
You're with who?
Videotron.
I'm with Telus.
The slave of Core.
You're right. Exactly. That's so I mean, it's a valid point though.
Moving on up in the world.
We'll move on before we get into shit. But I guess there's two kind of big topics that have happened this week so far that we know of, at least. Well, one, I guess, AEW, guys, ladies and gentlemen, Double or Nothing is this Sunday. So make sure you put your PVRs on record, or you make sure you get it on Fight or wherever you need to get it, because it is this Sunday and it looks to be a doozy.
Big card.
Big card indeed. And we'll probably go through predictions with that afterwards too. But on top of that, of course, we still got the Sasha Banks news. That is still there.
It's funny that we just call it the Sasha Banks news. That's the Sasha and Naomi news.
Well, I feel like...
But no...
It just shows that
exactly.
How Sasha is going to land on her feet, and it's going to be just a bit harder for Naomi.
Or, Naomi's pretty much covered with her being married to Jimmy. Jimmy's going to look like to get a bigger push with the Usos.
Yeah,
he's probably going to be taking over for Roman. They are probably going to be taking over for Roman for a bit.
No one cares about Naomi. Exactly. No one cares about Naomi.
Except me. I think Naomi does deserve better.
He cares about the glow.
I care about the glow. Hey, listen, she came up with that gimmick all on her own. Okay, WWE didn't give that to her. She came up with that all on her own because they weren't doing shit with her, and she showed resilience in doing so. In actually doing that, you have to work hard. You have to do it on your own. You can't expect the WWE booking and creative to do anything for you. But unfortunately, her wrestling isn't up to par as to how long she's been there.
Hello, Ambrosia.
Hello, Ambrosia. Why does everyone
Ambrosia? Sorry, I always
Hey, Jason.
One job.
Hey, Jason.
What's up, Jay? What was I about to say? This is my friend going to Saturday Night Main Event the day after SmackDown. So congrats on getting those tickets.
Saturday Night Main Event. That's like a special. Oh, that's like a special.
I don't know if it's going to be taped.
Which lands on a Saturday.
Yeah, it's the day after SmackDown here in Montreal, but it's in Ottawa. I don't know if it's going to be taped or if it's going to be any televised event, but that's what they're calling it, Saturday Night Main Event.
And then there's the Sunday at Quebec City.
Exactly. But if I'm not mistaken, Saturday Night Main Event is with the Raw brand, and the ones in Kingston and Quebec are SmackDown. I could be corrected on that one, but I think that's how it goes. First row superstar experience. Yes, it better fucking be
Jesus.
superstar experience.
Yeah, you better get some wrestler's number when you're there. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, proud of you, bud. I mean, look, if you haven't been out since COVID and all that, and you got the money, good sir, by all means, I hope you have a good time. I hope you're going with people.
That's right. Ching.
Ching ching. I hope you're going with a few buds, gonna have a good time, and that's what counts, man. I mean, it's there for the experience. Hopefully, you do get a good one, and maybe the WWE booking by then will be also a little bit better for you too.
As I was talking about the Raw and SmackDown brands,
of course,
I was thinking that's some breaking news that I heard this week. I don't know if you guys can confirm, or I heard they were abandoning the brand split.
I heard that too.
So very soon, I don't know if it's after the next pay-per-view or something, they'll be abandoning the two brands.
I heard.
So I guess that's where they're going with the unification of the titles and everything, I guess.
I heard that Cody's supposed to be on SmackDown this Friday.
Yes, I heard that too.
Yeah, heard that as well. But I feel like the brand split wasn't, or the no longer brand splitting up isn't. Was that reported by a legit source though?
No, with dirt sheets and but pretty how can I say?
Well, I mean,
reputable dirt
legit
sheets.
As in Meltzer. Or
Meltzer. It was Meltzer.
Yeah, it was Meltzer.
It was Meltzer, or what's the other guy? Sap. But I think it was Meltzer. I'm pretty sure it was Meltzer.
Okay. I mean, they could be wrong too. But
Sap,
no, of course,
Sap is Sean, right?
Yeah, Sean Sap for Fightful, right?
Yeah. I heard it from Sean. Well, I heard it. Yeah, he called me there, but that's not what I mean.
Hey, Big Red, did you hear the big news? What's going on?
I wouldn't be here.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, with the unification of the majority of the not the majority, just really the tag team titles and the world titles.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of just been really bringing everybody everywhere anyways. They haven't really been respecting the brand split to begin with. I just feel bad because just a lot more people are going to get shoved out of time, and they don't even barely get any time to begin with as it is right now. SmackDown's just a Roman Reigns show. Raw is just KO, Seth, and Becky. You know what I mean? And Cody. Aside from
RK Bro until now.
And RK Bro until now. Randy Orton actually hurt, or he's just on vacation kind of thing?
I don't know. To be honest, the back issues seem like they're legit, but it also at the same time it fits well into the kayfabe, getting somebody out of action for a few months.
Yeah. And I think Riddle is next online with Roman.
Well, they keep on teasing both, right? They tease. They definitely teased the Riddle for Roman on Raw, but on SmackDown they teased again Shinsuke. Remember, Shinsuke was walking out and Roman was walking back, and they kind of looked at each other. So they teased that again. So, Roman having so much time off in the next couple months, how are you gonna build up these two different feuds for two different belts? I don't know.
I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're already changing the arena for Money in the Bank. Did you hear about this? Because
they're changing it to Las Vegas because apparently they only sold 20,000 tickets.
Yeah, so it's not at the Raiders Field anymore.
Okay, so it's not at the NFL stadium. It's going to be at the hockey arena.
It's going to be on a smaller because they can't sell tickets.
Well, it's in MGM Grand. Yeah. Was it MGM Grand? It's in
T-Mobile?
Vegas though.
Yeah, so it's either T-Mobile or MGM Grand. But MGM Grand, I don't think can fit 20,000 people.
MGM Grand, no, but that's what I'm saying. So because they couldn't sell out a stadium, they're just moving it to a smaller arena. MGM Grand in Las Vegas. People that bought tickets for the Allegiant Stadium event will be refunded, and will also have the first opportunity to purchase tickets for the MGM.
Okay,
Grand
so they're really
event.
scrapping it in and re-putting the tickets out on sale. Okay,
because this year is the year that WWE goes back to stadiums.
We had all those stadium shows
Well, I mean, yeah, well, that's the problem too. What kind of stupid booking is that? Like, how are you going to book 3 stadium shows in a row,
back to back. Yeah.
back to back? I know, obviously, it's different areas, not the same people are going to go,
Well,
but that's a huge estimation that you're making, man. That you're going to sell.
it's them saying, you know what, our product is that good, and we could fill 3 stadiums in 3 separate months in 3 separate states. Well, no, you're not.
Well,
Because
I mean, the Castle one, I get it's in a place that hardly ever gets WWE, so that I would get would sell a lot. But I mean, everywhere
SummerSlam
else,
also makes sense because it's one of the top four
one of the top four
premium events.
Money
That's
in
why
the Bank.
Money in the Bank really was
was a reach.
a risky move. It was a risky move because now they look bad because now they have to change and they didn't fill it up. And but for like Money in the Bank where you have 0 matches
Or I mean, unless you just
announced,
make the tickets dirt cheap.
Unless
I mean, you make
unless
the
they do
tickets dirt
that,
cheap, you
or
sell it out.
yeah.
or they make it like proven that Cody is gonna win.
No, or give me some big matches where
Yeah.
some money draws that maybe
Yeah.
would have
Well,
brought people. Now we have 0 matches. All we know is that Cody's on the poster, right? So he's going to be
Right.
there, but that's all we know. We don't know who he's going to face, who nothing, and it's hard to sell a main, not a main event, but a Money in the Bank premium event with no matches announced. Like
I still can't believe you're calling it a premium event. How dare you give WWE that luxury?
it's because we don't pay-per-view no more.
We do pay-per-view in
Pay-per-view.
AEW
Oh, yes.
pay-per-views.
Yes, and AEW.
which we will be talking later on.
So yeah, they've been open for 28,000 to 35,000 in the stadium. So less than 20. But I mean, if you already have less, I think they're at 18,000. 18,000 isn't that bad for no matches on the card, though.
Yeah,
Not
true.
a lot of people are gonna go for tickets with no matches whatsoever. This is not a Raw or a SmackDown. This is a freaking pay-per-view.
Mhm.
And I don't know, that's pretty impressive. But at the same time, I mean, it's a far reach, I guess, going from 18,000 to
40,000.
wanting 28 to 35. So
Yeah, 28 to 35. Yeah.
I
And
guess,
that was
but
probably
it's
we got to
just-
pay a penalty for reserving the stadium and then not actually using it. So
right.
this was probably a mistake that they'll maybe learn from. I don't know.
I mean, do they ever learn from their mistakes?
That's why I say I don't know.
And then so I guess continuing on with the Sasha stuff. So now
Yes.
with Sasha and Naomi stuff. So with that, Sasha is no longer on the intro. I don't think Naomi ever was, but Sasha is no longer there. She was replaced by Cody. No t-shirts for any of them on the WWE shop anymore. Their Twitter handles have been changed, or their social media handles have been changed. There's no talk of anything WWE on their socials for both Sasha and Naomi. Their contracts are coming up soon too, guys. Sasha
Right.
Banks' contract was supposed to be coming up like next month, or Naomi's was next month, and Sasha was like 2 months later or something.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I.
Naomi's
That's what I
next
read
month.
somewhere is that Sasha was contract was coming up very soon, and Naomi was already in the middle of negotiating for a new contract.
Right.
So basically, well,
That throws the cards up in the air a bit.
I see Naomi coming back. When? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's done with Sasha. Oh, it's done.
Well, I think Sasha knows her worth a little bit more in the sense that she has a lot of stuff to fall back on. Apparently, she's doing something with Snoop right now.
Yeah.
She's already kind of settings. I didn't really read into it too much, but she's partnering up with Snoop for something with the whole. Maybe it has something to do with the Death Row records. Maybe she's going to be doing something there to help out with him. Snoop has a lot of contacts in the movie and film industry too. Snoop's everywhere. So having Snoop as your as your uncle, is it uncle? Yeah,
cousin.
Snoop is cousin is very rewarding for her. That's why I'm not. We should be calling it the Naomi situation because I feel like Sasha is good either way. Whether she goes to AEW, stays in wrestling and goes to AEW or Impact, or she goes and does future endeavors with movies, films, and Hollywood.
And Sasha already got Britt already called her out. So
I didn't read into that. Can someone please?
Well,
It's
from
gonna
what I
happen.
read, it was on a podcast, and they asked who from WWE would you love to have like a dream match? What would be a dream match for you for from somebody from WWE? And she actually answered. She goes, "Well, with everything that's happening now, I would definitely like to wrestle Sasha Banks."
Oh, okay, interesting. I'm surprised she didn't say Flair, but definitely more tweets and retweets for a Sasha Banks mention for sure. So that's kudos on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down to see that. I'd be down to see that too. That would be pretty fun. Uh-oh.
You didn't
You
read
didn't
into something.
read into something? What a shocker there. Oh. It's a valid point. It's a valid
What
point.
a
I gotta
shocker.
I gotta keep you on your toes just in case. I randomly sometimes read and then everyone's shocked. So you know, you never know which side of JOB you're getting.
JLB
One
is a
who
shock
reads and
master.
does his notes. Pretty much.
Shock master.
I'm in, I'm in, I'm in, and I'm down. I'm the shock master. Oh jeez. But
yeah, like we were saying, I don't think Sasha's gonna have a problem either
No.
way. Wherever she goes, she will be a star. Whatever she does, she will be a star. I have a feeling like if she does end up staying, it will be a money grab, and from money grab from her and like keep her away from AEW thing from Vince McMahon and WWE. Because anybody in that office at WWE in Stanford knows that the instant that Sasha goes into that women's division in AEW, she just elevated that women's division. So
To space.
Yep.
So it's gonna
Space.
be
Like there's so many dream matches there though, right?
Yeah.
Like Sasha versus Chris, Sasha versus Deeb, Sasha versus obviously Britt, Sasha versus Thunder Rosa is probably my top. I would love
Yes.
to see.
Yeah.
Even Mercedes Sasha versus Mercedes Martinez.
That would be a Mercedes versus Mercedes match.
Mercedes, that would technically because her indie name is what? Mercedes VF or something.
Yeah, something.
It's like her initials.
Yeah, I know it's Mercedes something because her
Jeff's
real name
right.
is Mercedes.
I don't look it up, so
yeah.
I didn't look. Yeah. So honestly, and I think if it's not like a KO $3 million deal, I don't think Sasha's doing it.
Yeah,
she doesn't need to.
No.
Just the fact that they limit your freedom with so much shit too at the same time when you do sign that contract, like it's if AEW has shown us anything, and I'm not trying to always just go. I'm gonna have some AEW fucking thrashing later on too. But if AEW has shown us anything, it's that wrestlers can certainly make a lot more money, just by. And just be happier by not being in this contract from like just this crazy limited cornered contract that WWE gives you where you really have no control of anything. Yet you're not an employee, you're a contractor. You know what I mean? They really put you in this, they pigeonhole you into this road where you just feel trapped. And I get it. As a company like WWE, they want you to think nothing about but WWE. But that can make you go crazy, especially when you have creators doing stupid shit like having your two women on your tag team division end up pinning each other and then facing the two world champions and then losing. You know what I mean? I would feel a certain kind of way about that. I will say one more thing, though. Did you guys hear that apparently a lot of people in WWE, though, apparently are agreeing with Vince McMahon and WWE's whole thing on.
I read that too. Because, but I guess people are pissed. Excuse me. People are pissed because they feel like they were. Not only does the administration feel like they were left behind, but they were left behind. They had to, because they're part of that show too, and now they had to change that show at the last minute. Not like they haven't done that, because Vince McMahon a lot of times, right before the show, rips up the script and just makes a new one. But a lot of people see this as unprofessional. Like a lot of people don't like their bookings, but they still show up to work and still come to do what they're told to do. And that's where other people are pissed at.
Well, what I read, and if it's true, I understand, is that the big reason Sasha is mad is because technically Ronda took her place at Mania.
I read that too. I don't know if that's true, but I think maybe it's part of it. Yeah, maybe it's part of it, because Sasha is known to be exigent.
Known to be vocal. She's known to be vocal.
Vocal is the better word. Yes, vocal. Yes. She's known to be vocal, and no, and like JLB has said many times, she knows her worth. So she really thought she deserved that main event match, but at the same time, she has to realize, and if she was, how can I say this? If she was really a team player, then she would know that Ronda is definitely the bigger draw there for a WrestleMania.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, man. I don't even know. Because remember when we heard that whole story of, oh, they didn't want to face Nikki Ash and Doudrop.
Yeah,
Kind of
that,
thing,
I don't
because
think
they're dead
so.
workers. You know what I mean, though? I think that's what that kind of is. I could maybe see Sasha being that cocky and maybe feeling away because, like, hey, what the fuck, though? This person leaves for 18 months and then comes back and just takes our spot.
Which
I
is
get that can
understandable.
be annoying,
Yeah.
but
of course.
again, you're working for a company. That's going to be your biggest draw. Who did Sasha face at Mania?
Doudrop is just a secret lover.
More
I have a
cushion
feeling.
for the pushing, I'll tell you that much.
I have a feeling that's where they won the tag team titles. No,
Who's Sasha?
yeah, or was it at the? No, that's it. It was at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, it was at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So, but no, yeah. I mean, but I don't see that making sense. Hey, Sasha, you're gonna win the tag team champions with you're gonna be
Yeah, there was like there's Plan B, right?
But I mean, that's still kind of, and I could see that maybe them doing that just to kind of appease
Exactly.
Sasha. Hey, yeah, Ronda's taking your spot. Oh, you're mad. Hey, we're gonna give you the tag team titles. You know,
She
that's
didn't
what
won
probably-
the tag team title. She won the
And that's
world
what probably
title,
gets her
yo.
even more pissed. Sorry, John.
I said she doesn't want the tag team titles.
well,
I don't know,
but she
because
took
it seemed like
She
seemed
took
like
it.
she was invested in this run. Like they all went through the matching gears, the name, and I think that's part of what pissed her off a lot. Is like, okay, you take away that spot from me because Ronda's in. Okay, Ronda's a bigger draw. Okay, you give me Plan B to calm me down. You give me the tag team titles, but after giving me the tag team titles, you don't do anything with us with the tag team titles. You don't give us a decent run. You don't give us good matches. No direction of where we're going with this title run. No, instead you put us in singles matches in a six pack match where we face each other. One pins the other, and then we both go face the champions, but we both lose.
And
It's
and
the
now,
it's the
finish-
misdirection here. The lack of consistent storytelling that pisses everybody off.
and now there's a tournament with no tag teams.
Yes, it's all basically.
I think, did they announce the tag teams yet, though? No.
No,
right?
because there isn't any.
Well, I think they're going to bring up a lot of people from NXT, though. I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to have to. They're going
well,
to
Shayna and
Well,
Natalia
no,
should be in it. No.
Shayna and
Or-
Natalia is going to be in it for sure. We
Mhm.
also got Nikki Ash and Doudrop,
True.
or ASH. We also got. That's it.
Excuse me.
I think
Sorry.
that's what we also got. Is there any other women's tag team that I'm
No.
forgetting about?
I don't think so.
No.
There's
So
two?
and then I think maybe you bring in Toxic Attraction. You know, bring them up to the main roster, but allow them still to do her NXT thing
Mhm.
because Mandy's fucking awesome in NXT. Never change her because clearly the main roster doesn't know.
They
how
might
to
change
use
her name when she
properly.
comes back up there, though.
No, they won't.
No, it's already her
They-
fake
they-
name. Yeah.
It's already her fake name that they created. If they do that, that'd be fucking weird. And Vince
It's just gonna be
forgets.
Mandy,
Man, oh god. I mean, that could easily happen.
Mandy Candy.
And I think that's what you can kind of do. There's a few other tag teams in NXT right now. I don't really watch NXT. You should know, Mr. Crazy.
Well, there is, but they're not really tag teams like Toxic
but they're
Attraction.
kind of
You ha-
green, right?
yeah, you have Windy Chew with
Choo choo.
yes.
Or I mean, you can put Xia Li came back, right? Like two weeks ago.
well,
on
she did. She's
SmackDown.
getting a push on the main roster. Yeah,
She's getting a push on the main roster. You
But they
can
could definitely
easily bring
throw
up
her
Io
up-
Shirai.
yeah.
Is it Io Shirai? Yeah.
Yes,
Io
she
Shirai.
could come back soon. Yes.
Come, you know, she can go bring her up to the main roster. They like to put their Japs together. So you put a Japanese tag team and you have that as a tag team, and that would be fire though. That
Yeah.
would be a fire if you allow them to wrestle how they usually would wrestle. You know what I mean? So
It's Wendy Chew. I know, I thought nobody noticed. but Jeff is always on the ball.
Jeff is always on the ball. He's always shitting in our cornflakes, motherfucker.
It's Wendy Chew, and it's two O's. not you.
Oh,
um, yeah, they're probably gonna put Raquel with somebody because Raquel is pretty over now on the main roster, but
uh,
and
with
she had a
Shotzi,
great
maybe.
yeah, which well, yeah, she just beat Shotzi right
Yeah, maybe they can just do a whole
on
little.
SmackDown, and it was kind of a
Yeah,
squash, so maybe she squashed the heel out of Shotzi and and
there you go.
and
I
now we
mean,
could have a tag team.
any kind of creative writing would be better than what they're doing with that. So, yeah, they could definitely do that.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. So Raquel, I think though I don't think there'll be any like importance that they're gonna all of a sudden put into the tag team women's division or the women's tag team division. Um, but like if they're gonna do a tournament, you need tag teams, so they're definitely gonna throw some things on the wall and see if it sticks.
For sure. We're
Mhm.
definitely going to see that. And I don't know, maybe they even hire someone. Maybe they get someone from somewhere. God forbid they freaking bring legends back. I swear to God. There
Well,
was no women's tag team that I can think of currently. But they can definitely
Unless they
make, I
bring
don't
what's
know.
their wow, if
as
they would do that, if they would bring back the Iconics because they left
Yeah,
Impact.
they could
or the
they could
Bellas.
legitimize it. Oh God, they would definitely bring in the Bellas. That would be a thing. That would
Yeah,
be a thing
to
for
save the
sure.
day, yeah, they would do that.
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
No Bella. No bueno, no Bella.
No, stay home.
I mean, look, I think people give them a lot of shit though. I think
Who?
they were as talented. They were talented more than people are giving them credit
Yeah.
for.
Who?
The
The
Bellas.
Who?
Stop it. I think listen, because they
They
came in
definitely
at a
improved
time.
over the years.
Yeah, but they came also in at a time where women's wrestling was really shit.
Mhm.
It was just right at the beginning of the women's revolution, or even a little bit before.
Yeah.
So, with what they were doing was kind of a lead up to how the women's revolution also evolved into better wrestling. Sure, the twin magic thing was annoying and whatever, but at the end of the day, it was a heck of a lot better than what we were getting, and they can be pretty decent until they become heels, which kind of fuck up their. No, heels, they're actually pretty decent. It's when they're face, they're kind of really
It seems fake when they're face, yeah.
fake. Yeah, it seems just too fake. So they were much better as heels. For
And
sure.
to their credit, they definitely brought new through their Total Divas and Total Bellas show. They definitely brought new eyes to maybe not wrestling, but to the industry. Maybe
Mhm.
not the wrestling shows themselves, but to the industry. And
Right.
they're pretty respected and beloved by the locker room too. So
Yeah.
by people there. So they obviously, yes, they weren't the best technical wrestlers, but like JLB said at that time, that wasn't really the focus of the Divas division, right? Because
Right.
there was the Divas division.
Oh, you got a hot ass, so you're hired.
Exactly. And if you can do a moonsault on top of that, even better. If they weren't married, dating to who they were with, I don't think they'd get that big of a push.
Ding, ding, ding,
I
ding. Big
feel
winner.
like they already got that push before she was even with Cena. She was kind of. I mean,
Mm.
I guess that's valid though, because by the
I-
time she actually got the bigger push, the tag titles, and then so
Like,
on
are
and
they
that,
even
so-
Hall of Fame worthy?
Well, she was champion, women Divas champion before being with Cena.
She was right. Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
she was. I don't know if Brie, because Brie started dating Brian before
Maybe,
before the
yeah, I
Cena
think
thing.
before she even got there. Yeah.
Yeah, so there were.
So
I think Brie is another thing, but Nikki, which Nikki is the most famous of the two, right?
Yeah.
It's the one that you'll see on the red carpets. Brie is
Right.
more private, and obviously that fits with Brian, because Brian's the more of a private person too, and Nikki's
Right.
more of a glamour and being on the red carpets and all that. So.
Mm.
So there's a bit of a contrast between the two twins, but yeah, I can see what Jeff is saying. That definitely being married to the top guy, well, not married, but engaged or dating with the top guy, did give you some booking advantages.
For sure, especially Cena, right? Like,
Yeah,
fuck.
exactly.
If you're gonna get someone, it's like Triple H going after Steph. Would that have been the same thing? I don't think
Mhm.
so, because I feel like Triple H and DX was already a big commodity.
Mhm.
Commodity.
Jeff, whenever you're ready, you can comment.
Yeah, I feel like he's just randomly gonna come in randomly, and I'm gonna be fucking all weird. Yeah. So what was I saying?
Comedy.
I've lost my train of thought. Commodity. Fuck, I can't say the word. I'm not gonna use it. Why do I try to say words I can't fucking say? I feel like Kid Crazy now.
Commodity.
Commodity.
Look at Jeff. Hey, this is not English class, okay?
Oh Jesus! Here we go.
I don't know what to say.
Oh fuck! That's all it took to make you shut up.
I just I don't know. I don't know what to say.
It's Thursday, people.
How you doing, guys? How you doing?
Good.
Pretty
You?
good, pretty good, Jeff. You?
I'm doing good, man. Just happen to hear words that don't exist in the English dictionary, so just
Keeping you on your toes.
Yeah.
Keeping you on your toes. Oh, so, well, since you're here, good sir, what's your take on Sasha Naomi scenario, whole shindig going on there? You
Well,
agree with WWE? Agree with them?
I can understand their frustrations about feeling that they didn't get enough of a push as tag team champions, and I get that. Is it unprofessional for just not showing up? Well, I guess so. You can say to a degree there is, but at the end of the day, they did what they felt was best for them.
Mhm.
So I mean, you can't really fault them for that either, because then if they would have just stayed the course and done what they were did what they were told to do, then it's almost like you're bitching behind the scenes and you just look like I would feel like a hypocrite after, So I don't blame them. I think it goes both ways. It can go both
Yeah.
ways.
That's fair.
That's well said. That's well explained. I think that could convey also my thought. At the end of the
Who was
day,
the wrestler that tweeted? There was a specific wrestler that tweeted. He said the Darth Vader thing. Well, they played Star Wars on Darth Vader, and he was supposed to job to Luke.
oh yes,
He was very iconic, but it happened. That's how you.
Luke
that's how
Skywalker
you
was booked to beat Darth Vader, and
That sounds like something Corey Graves would say because he likes these like stupid tweets every now and then.
I don't know if it was Corey Graves, but
I
I
don't think it
remember
was
that
Corey
tweet.
Graves though.
But isn't Graves an under pressure too with this because of his?
Well, he got a lot of heat for saying what he said on air, but that
Well-
wasn't him. Obviously, that was Vince McMahon in his ear telling him what to say.
Yeah.
That they were very unprofessional, whatever. But listen, it's the guys in your ear telling you what to say. is
Well,
your boss.
that was said on the air.
Yeah, and the first
Yeah.
the Raw that didn't show up when they
Oh,
announced that they were going to be the 6-pack match wasn't going to be. He said they walked out on the company and on their coworkers. Very unprofessional from them, and then he got blasted on social media from that side of this story, and people were saying, "Okay, guys, calm down." It wasn't him. It wasn't his idea to say that. It was definitely Vince McMahon in his ear. telling
And
him to say
whatever,
that.
he's also a heel, right? He's playing a heel on
Also
thing,
that,
like,
yes.
So it's
Yeah, but
like,
that's different though. I mean, I understand. Yeah, he's the heel, but I can understand them putting it on the website, saying that maybe they showed unprofessional. They weren't professional and what they did, but to say that live on the air, it's almost like Vince McMahon selling the fact that they didn't show
Yeah.
up, which
They
is
def- yeah.
which is uncharacteristic of him to do anyway.
I
Usually-
think, like that's what I was saying last week, that I was very surprised that they're taking this route, but now I'm almost 100% sure that they want to dictate the narrative on the story, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
and
I
I
guess
don't
that-
know. I don't know who's kind of winning in this scenario. Like, you really see Twitter being like
divided over this, yeah.
divided right down the middle. I saw trends for Naomi and Sasha deserve better. I saw trends for we're with Naomi and Sasha. I saw hashtags for unprofessionalism, and they were talking about like a bunch of. It's really divided. And if you're a hardcore WWE fanboy and you don't look at anything else, and WWE can do no wrong, obviously you're gonna go with the WWE side. But I don't know if you've worked a day in your life and you've been at a shit company and you can
Yeah.
kind of understand where they are coming from with what they're giving you. Sure, it's unprofessional to do what you do, but at the end of the day, if you're fed up, it's not uncommon where you're going to hear someone walk out. You know what I mean? And just quit because they're just
that-
completely fed up. They don't.
It
give a
definitely
shit.
happens, yeah.
I'm
You
with
know, that
Sasha
happens too.
100%.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I am too. I'm just the fact that she knows she's gonna be able to go anywhere and do whatever she wants. makes me happy in that regard that she'll be fine. Naomi, I don't know.
Oh,
Like I
she's
feel like she's okay with Jimmy still doing wrestling and whatever. I feel like she's kind of protected though. I
yeah,
don't
she has
think
a
they'll fire
cushion.
her. You know,
Yeah, she's definitely protected. And to her defense, I don't want to make it look like we don't like we think Naomi is shit. Like Naomi was over. She had a pretty over run as champion too. She was decently over. Obviously, not like the top 4 women are that are top right now, but she had a decent women's champion run. What she had her good reactions from the crowd. So will she get? Will she have so much? A powerful free agent like Sasha will be?
No.
Obviously not, but
Right.
she'll be all right. And I think I agree with you guys that she is going to end up signing a new contract with WWE. One way or another, they'll probably punish her or keep her on the shelf for a bit to get her back
Or
in line. And
they
then,
even might bring her down to NXT. You never know.
I don't know if that's if
I
that's
mean,
a
you know what?
demotion
That
anymore.
might be good for her. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if that's a demotion. I mean, it worked wonders for Mandy. She's now like the top star there. I
That's
would
true.
bring me down to NXT. You know what I mean? What the hell have they been doing with Ciampa on the main roster? I feel like the last time I saw him is when he saw Ezekiel and he's like, "Oh, it's Ezekiel to Kevin Owens kind of thing." Oh no, I think he did a few matches afterwards.
Yeah,
but-
he's in that type of feud with what's his face with Theory and who's the other guy?
well, Theory and the Miz and what's his face? Who's
I have it
he?
on the tip of my
Uh,
tongue that they Mustafa.
Mustafa. Yeah.
Yes, Mustafa Ali.
So yeah,
So-
he's intertwined into that. So
Yeah, a bit, but there's still for me for Ciampa. It's like they're just throwing him as the third wheel in that feud, and they really don't have
Right.
no
Ain't nothing
concrete.
for him.
Yeah, exactly for him. So
So that's Raw.
Well, I mean, look, Raw was pretty decent this week. Honestly, it wasn't
Yeah, Raw
as
was
shit
good,
a show
man.
as it could have been. Raw was pretty good. I could have done with, I guess, Lashley and MVP was okay. You know what I mean? As long as I didn't see Omos on the screen. We're gonna see a
That-
triple threat. That's gonna be fun. Asuka, Becky, and Bianca
Yep.
for Hell
That's
in
gonna be
a Cell.
interesting.
That's gonna be a good time.
But is it in a Hell in a Cell?
Oh, I don't know. It's on the pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
Called
I
Hell in
wasn't
a
sure.
Cell. So
Okay.
I don't think KO versus Ezekiel as well is in a Hell in a Cell either, but it's at the pay-per-view.
So far, there's only one match in the Hell in a Cell at the moment.
Yeah, which again, Cody versus Seth, match of the night. I could already see that happening, no problem. I almost think Edge versus AJ technically a thing yet? I don't think that's officially been announced, right?
Well, Edge lost me, so I don't know.
That's because you are sheeple, all right? You are following the herd. You're supposed to join the Judgment Day.
Yes.
I'm digging them. I'm really digging them.
I will
like it.
follow the Dark Order instead.
Whoa.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't know.
Dark
I'm not
Order.
a fan. I'm not a fan of the name.
Shittiest
I
faction in
do-
wrestling right now.
John Silver makes it happen. Honestly, they should have capped it after
Brody
Lee
died.
had passed. Brody died.
Yeah.
I don't know how they should have just ended it. It's just whatever and retire that faction out of respect for Brody. No one would say a word. They get it, and then just let them either be tag team wrestlers or whatever, do their own thing. But
They got over with the crowd after the passing of Brody, and then Tony didn't know what to do with them no more.
right.
He goes, I can't keep them as heel because they're so over. People
Right.
like them, and now they're comedy bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it doesn't help, but John Silver is always so Johnny
Yes.
Hungy. It's great. I love him.
I love John Silver.
It's
too, to be
question time.
Oh, Jesus. So who do you pick? So vague.
honest. For Hell in a
But
Cell.
thank you for the
Who
question.
you pick and who? Like a dream Hell in a Cell match. I guess
Yeah.
that's
I don't know. It was so vague.
well.
I mean, I guess we could kind of talk about perhaps just I don't know. It's a very that question could kind of go anywhere in that regard. I'll tell you who I don't want to see again. I don't want to see Seth versus the Fiend in a Hell in a Cell match.
Not that
And
guaranteed.
not again, or with the red light, especially.
I like to
Uh,
see Sasha and Vince. Whoever wins leaves whoever loses leaves the.
Guys, if you're really
Um,
talking about dream Hell in a Cell match, my dream Hell in a Cell match is MJF versus The Miz.
Oh, you like that post I shared, huh? Yeah, it's a dream match, by the
your
way,
dream
guys.
match. There you go.
In a Hell in a
Um,
Cell, woohoo! The build up, the promos to that match.
I
I
don't
don't know
think
if it would be too gore.
I don't think it has to be in the Hell in the Cell to go over though.
No, you're
No,
right.
it doesn't.
You're right.
It
You're
doesn't.
right.
Like I was even thinking, give me CM Punk versus
Eddie
CM Punk
Kingston.
versus oh my god, give me Kingston versus Moxley though. Give me that in a Hell in a Cell. But I was thinking just another at it with CM Punk versus MJF.
But here's the problem: WWE doesn't like people bleeding. So,
Well, this is AEW though.
oh, for AEW, okay, yeah.
AEW.
So it's
AEW
all
can
Hell
do
in a Cell. It's,
Oh, they have the blood
well,
and guts
then-
there.
exactly. It's blood and
Yeah.
guts then.
It's blood and guts. Then that's valid.
Well,
WWE
'cause
wise,
Blood-
right
no,
now,
because Blood and Guts is 2 rings, right?
blood and guts is 2 rings though. They
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do
It's
their
just
own
a
Hell in
cage. A cage.
Okay, guys,
match
we're
that's
making this
covered.
way too complicated.
That's what
It's just a
happens.
cage match that's covered, and it's a Hell in a Cell. But who would be your dream match? Your
Appreciate
2 dream guys. Doesn't have to be 2 WWE guys, or we're just saying who would you like to see in a cage in a Hell in a Cell beating the hell out of each other? And yeah, do we have all good good propositions there?
I think I'm seeing it though. Honestly, I thought the Edge Seth Rollins Hell in a Cell match was pretty freaking fire.
Yes, it was.
Which one? Sorry.
Edge
Edge.
versus Seth.
Mhm.
I think that was in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yes, yes,
Yep.
yes.
That was
That
pretty
was the
fire.
one after the Finn one. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So I feel. Then I think that's why they always put Seth in Hell in a Cell matches. He knows he can go over well with that, and he just makes it freaking entertaining. I think we're seeing it at Hell in a Cell, guys. Seth versus Cody, Hell in a Cell. That's gonna be fire. That's gonna be fire.
Don't you
Seth-
think it's
yeah.
Don't you think it's too early to have that kind of a blow off in the feud?
Well, it's already their 3rd one, bro, or their
the
4th
third
one. What
one.
are they gonna
No, it's their
do?
3rd, yeah.
Yeah, their 3rd.
Cody
Like,
didn't
what
fight
else
no
are
one
they
in
gonna do?
AEW more than twice in AEW.
That's 3
He already-
pay-per-views in a row that they would be having a fight, and I guess it was the perfect first feud for Cody to arrive because you give him probably one of the best on the mics and one of the best in the rings right away. Put on great matches, get him over. The back and forth is crazy. The Cody countdown is really funny because why is Cody getting a countdown?
Yes.
Undertaker versus The Rock. That would be good. Yes, that's a very good choice.
Didn't that
Has it
happen
been
already?
done? No.
No, I don't think that ever happened in a Hell in a Cell. No,
In the hell, especially not in the Hell in a Cell.
Not
I think
in
they
Bad-
did have a match, but
Didn't it
not
happen
Hell
in
a Cell.
Bad Blood or in Armageddon?
Bad Blood, bro.
That was Kane and the
That
Undertaker.
was Kane and Undertaker, or like
Kane
No, The
and
Rock.
Shawn
No, no.
Michaels
The
and
Rock
HBK.
was in a Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker, but with 4 other people.
It was
Armageddon.
a 5.
Not an
I
elimination
think that's
chamber.
in your dreams.
No,
Sure,
it was with no. You want to Google it? Google it right now. It was with
No,
Kurt
no.
Angle, Undertaker, Rikishi, Stone Cold. and
Oh, you're
Triple
right.
H.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
When Rikishi took the bump off the cage into a bed, a
When-
flatbed there.
When Undertaker, when
Oh
Rikishi hit
yes, into
Stone,
the hay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
when he made the fun of when he made fun of everyone. I did it for the people.
I did
Remember
it for The Rock.
That's it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Valid. That's valid. You're smart sometimes.
Tabarnak,
You,
huh?
Big Red.
Les petites calices. Kurt Angle
got a brain up
defeated The
there.
Rock, Rikishi, Stone Cold, Triple H, and The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell.
Don't ask me who won though.
All right. Well, I just said it.
You just
Oh,
said it.
I wasn't listening to you.
The Rock
I take
defeated
it back.
the-
I take it back.
You take it back. You take it back, and you go.
So yes, it has been done, but with other wrestlers in the match.
Yes.
Which isn't the same technically. But also Kurt versus Seth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, Kurt in his prime, obviously.
I think we're due to Curtis was the first one to do a moonsault from the top of the cage, right?
Yep. I
And
think
now
so.
we're definitely going to see it
With
from
Cody.
Cody.
Cody's definitely gonna
Yeah.
do one for sure at the top, for
Yeah.
sure.
guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Well, it's not. I don't know. He's gonna do it from the top.
You seem rather convinced.
He did it in AEW.
He did an AEW. Maybe I don't know if the
Against Wardlow.
if the cage was as high as Hell in a Cell is going to be,
Right.
but he did
No.
it in
Is
AEW.
the table gonna be full of
Oh, but he
fire?
can't do it from the top. He can't do it from the top because obviously the cage is closed.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty high. That's about 20 feet, man.
yeah, it's about 20 feet, but he can't do it
Are-
from the top. But I'm sure you'll find a way to do.
Are we gonna see top of the cell bump? I feel like we haven't seen one in
Andre
a
the Giant
while.
versus Brock Lesnar would make a killer.
Is
That's
it is
just
it,
trolling.
is this
That's
just
just trolling.
this sounds like this is something that's coming from Justin. I
It's
mean,
Justin's burner account.
oh my god. Jeez.
It's Justin's burner account.
I knew it.
He has some bots sending tweets.
It's not even. It's not
That's
even.
what you do. That's what you spend your days on, creating bots and say, "Hey, let me send send silly questions."
I mean, to be fair, I'm not even that productive. But thank you for thinking that I am.
But thanks for the compliment.
Thanks for the compliment.
My God.
I walked today and got myself a Google Pixel 6. This is the most productive I've been in the week. Okay.
What was it? Yeah, guys, I think I just wanted to mention before we continue on Raw. No.
Comments back in the
See what you did, Jeff.
See what you did.
There's no bullying here, Jeff.
It's all Justin's fault.
Hashtag stop bullying.
What was about we didn't talk about SmackDown, which was a pretty big big SmackDown.
I enjoyed the main event. Let me tell
Well, I
you.
enjoyed the beginning and the end. And to be fair, Nakamura versus Sami Zayn was a good match.
Fire.
So
Did we watch the same show?
yeah.
I mean, did you
Well,
watch?
if you-
Are you sure you didn't fall asleep? That was a
No,
good match. I
I
didn't
didn't-
care for the how
The
it
finish
was,
maybe
but
because of the whole but the match
yeah.
itself was back and forth, some close pinfalls, some good. Obviously, bro, you have
guess-
two very good wrestlers.
I guess it's because it's Sammy. I don't know. I don't like Sammy. I don't. It's
Okay, but that's a different story then. But
yeah,
if you take
exactly.
out-
It's
if you take
Wait.
out your hatred for someone.
no.
by
Okay.
all
Whoa. Hatred is a very strong
Whoa,
word.
whoa.
We're not talking about the Miz here. We're talking about Sammy.
But okay, wait. I cannot like somebody, but I can. I'm not the biggest fan of Nakamura, but I definitely think Nakamura is a hell of a talent.
Yes, I
Uh,
agree. I'm not a big fan of Nakamura either, but I agree with
I
that.
like Sammy. And I think Sammy's great, but I think we can watch a match and say, oh, that's a pretty good match. Like it was back and forth. The psychology of Sami Zayn always teasing the count out, always teasing that he's gonna leave and coming
After
back.
we watch it,
Close pins. But the best part definitely the promo of the bloodline at the beginning
Right.
yes,
was fire. I think one of their best in the last few weeks.
yes.
The only thing is they spoiled it for me. The result of the main event, two ways. Once, the first way they spoiled it is when Paul Heyman said these guys are either going to unify the titles or they won't be welcome back on the island of Relevancy.
We're right there. You know they're gonna win.
Right there, you knew they were going to win.
Yeah.
Obviously, because they're not going to break up the bloodline right now, right? And
Well,
the second one,
maybe he was gonna
is-
go home with Naomi.
and the second one is this whole gimmick of Paul Heyman and the spoiler thing. It's not a prediction; it's a spoiler. That hasn't been wrong once yet.
Well, wasn't
hasn't
it
been
wasn't it actually spoiled on some website ahead of time that the
Yeah, it was
Usos were-
Fox.
It was Fox. There you go.
Oh,
It was
yeah?
Fox on Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitter. I
Yeah.
almost pulled a U.
How did they do that?
Twitter. They posted a photo of the Usos with all the titles before
Oh.
SmackDown had aired. But they could
Oh.
have just easily have just then posted a photo with the RK Bro with all the
And
titles.
yeah, they
And
would have
just
covered
make it
themselves.
like, hey, who do you think it's gonna be?
Yeah, who's gonna win? Yeah.
But then instead they rushed and like, oh shit, we're not supposed to post this yet. And then after 10 minutes they removed it. But like
Yeah.
too little too late, guys. This is the
Yes,
internet.
especially on social media.
Yeah.
Those screenshots have been taken. You could delete it, but they will be spread.
Exactly.
So,
That's
but yeah, but the match itself was fire. Also,
Yep, I enjoyed it.
Like-
I wasn't a fan of Roman's involvement, but I mean I get it.
well, yes, the finish obviously,
Finish was a little
and that's
lame,
been a
but
problem.
It had to finish like that.
But
Yeah, 'cause
Usos,
you don't want to make RK Bro look weak and whatever. I get it too, but That's why I think they're gonna go with Riddle versus Roman, though. I think that's gonna be the next.
Well, because Riddle,
feud going.
yeah, because Riddle got more of the beating after. So
Yeah,
Well, didn't he put
That's
the guillotine on Orton, Roman, to finish the broadcast? Didn't he
it
finish
was
with
Riddle, I believe. No,
Oh,
Riddle was
okay.
knocked out.
no, it must have been Orton because that's why Orton wasn't there on Monday, right? He was back with
Yes,
Sterling.
yes.
Well,
exactly.
Orton, I didn't see Orton. Orton was in the outside of the ring for a while in that match.
Well, because I think they put him through the table,
Yeah.
and then yeah, that's it. They put him through the table, and then they finished, and then they beat up everybody there a bit. I think Usos are deserving of being unified tag team champions. They're a hell of a tag team. And if that's the way they're gonna go, I guess this storyline of the bloodline having all the titles is the way to go. If they're gonna go with a brand unification and unify the world titles and the tag team titles, the bloodline having all the titles is the way to go. That's something they're getting right, at least.
One thing out of a million things.
Well, not one thing, but one of the
One
things.
thing. I mean, I think they're doing good with. I like what they're doing with Becky too.
Yes,
you
that
know,
storyline is interesting.
That storyline is very interesting too. And then I don't know Charlotte. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Charlotte now,
Charlotte is in Mexico.
But she's champion, right?
but she's
Oh no,
champion.
she's not
though.
champion. She's not champion.
No, it's Ronda.
Yeah, it's Ronda. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
Ronda,
sorry,
sure.
sorry.
I wasn't
Where have you
good.
been?
That's how irrelevant Ronda's been so
Happy
far.
Mother's Day, bitch. Yeah.
What?
I remember. That was on the pay-per-view.
That's how she won the title.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, lost.
exactly.
Well, kind of. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
lost, but whatever.
Lost the title.
Yeah, but I mean, Ronda hasn't been doing anything with it.
Yeah, Ronda. What's the last match she had was Raquel, right? Which was
Yeah.
a good match, and then we haven't seen her since that match with Raquel. So
Because
maybe
I think
we'll get to see her this
they're having
tomorrow.
trouble to find a number one contender.
Shayna.
It's not gonna be Shayna.
Shayna. Come on, man.
We've been
They're
pushing
gonna
for that.
Fucking
We've been
written
pushing
in
for that.
stone. Like, let's
Mhm.
do it.
And especially now with this whole fiasco with the tag team women's championships, it's your perfect time to. Okay, now you can put Shayna. She's not occupied with the tag team titles.
Right.
It's time. Go for it. Okay, we
That's
could go
it.
back to. I guess
Honestly,
we could go back to.
Just make Toxic Attraction randomly come to the main roster and say, hey, we'll just take these titles then, since no one needs them, and bring it back down to NXT. Because at this rate, man, they're
I think
not
that could work.
doing anything, man. They're not doing anything with it. And make the SmackDown build up a women's tag division and then make them come down to NXT 2.0. And that will also get at least people to watch that maybe as well. Because you have no tag teams, man. What the hell is Nikki ASH and Doudrop doing? Nothing. What's Natalia?
The dude dropping.
I like Natalia, but they're not even officially a tag team. They're just friends. So they haven't been a tag team yet. Or no, they
Oh,
did
how
wrestle
cute! They're
already.
friends.
They're
Who?
friends.
Who's that?
Doudrop and Nikki ASH.
Well, RK Bro were just good friends, no?
Well, they became good friends during
Became
this
good
tag
friends
team
during
run.
their tag team run.
And I think he looked pretty sincere, Riddle, in his promo.
he did. Yeah. I think
looking
he
in-
was. I love
looking
you,
in-
bro.
yeah.
Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. You know, like legit.
because he always kind of has like a jokey face on, but he kind of looked serious there, and he wanted to maybe for people and especially Randy at home to feel like he was being honest there. So,
Dude.
so yeah, I think they really are close friends in real life, and I think Riddle is the man on the Raw side to face Roman.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget last week that knee. Roman didn't
Yeah.
forget that flying knee that Riddle
Right.
gave him
Right.
during the promo.
That was
So
awesome.
I think that could be a good match.
Well, it's gonna be
Yeah,
your main
I think
event at the Money in the Bank.
Ooh. Main event. Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know
mean,
because
it's Roman, right?
well, yeah, no.
Well-
If Riddle faces Roman, yeah, it's going to definitely be main event. I mean, Money in the Bank. That's what I meant. Saying Money in the Bank so soon. I don't know.
Yeah.
And your
I
main
think they're
event
going to slowly build it up.
and your main event for SummerSlam is to be Roman and Randy.
They could definitely go with both ways because the rivalry is there and the heat between the bloodline
And
and,
then he
RK
hurts
Bro is there.
Riddle, and then Riddle's hurt. Randy comes to save him. Randy Roman would be a SummerSlam thing, though.
Yeah, they're
I could
big enough
definitely
draws
see
for that.
that.
Yeah,
Big enough draws for
You heard
that.
it here first, people.
and I don't
WTF.
think they want to throw Cody there right away. They want to build still. They still want to build Cody as an like a really strong wrestler that
Yeah.
will be able to eventually
Entertainer.
maybe beat Roman. Entertainer, yes.
Right.
Sorry. Sports entertainer. No, he's the pro wrestler. Jericho's the
Yes.
sports
Yes,
entertainer.
you're right. He's a wizard.
um, yes. Can we please? I just want to mention a bit of King made me laugh during the Veer interview with his hairy jokes.
Yeah, no, he's good at those. He's good at those. That's all he has. But
I'm
yeah,
like,
he's
oh
good
no,
at
but
those.
please don't make him take bumps though. Like, I don't want to see the king. And thank God somebody came in to help before that happened. But
That's the
I found
only
it funny.
reason why I tuned in for that segment, so I can see him take a bump. I'm like, oh, because Jerry Lawler wrestles, I think 2 times a week or something.
No, every second week he wrestles.
every
yeah.
second
every-
week he wrestles. That's it.
So
So,
twice a month for a 7-year-old man.
not bad.
So,
Talking about 7-year-old man.
We already talked about that last week. Ric Flair wrestling.
Yeah, but now it's not technically it's at Steamboat no more.
well, we talked about that too. We say
talked
he
about that too.
refused. He
He
thought
refused
about
to
it, but he refused. He said it wasn't
Yeah.
going to be a good idea.
Yeah.
Technically, it's
We
Hogan.
Well, I heard
Oh.
that rumor.
Okay, yeah, that's only a rumor though, right? Yeah.
Hogan denied it, but it wouldn't be
One
the
more match,
first time
brother.
somebody denies something. And
Yeah,
comes up
he's
true.
he's a worker. Of course, he's gonna deny it.
Yeah.
And they're very
So,
close.
I wouldn't be
very close.
surprised. But does Hogan want to be in a 6-man
Well,
with
Well,
the
I mean,
Rock and Roll Express?
he had
I mean, he's
18
not gonna do
operations.
anything, though.
That's it. Yeah, he had like 18 already back operations.
Yeah, and the Rock and Roll Express can go, man. If anything,
Exactly.
Hogan goes in, does a thing, blah blah blah, hits him.
Yeah, it comes on a
smack,
hot tag or
Rock and
something.
Roll Express.
4
that's it.
punches in a boot, and that's it. There you
That's
go.
it. That's
Give
it.
him my money. I'll
I
go
don't
back
think
to
he
my
could do
beach.
the leg drop because of his
No.
multiple
he
hip
won't.
replacements.
He won't do that.
He
Yeah.
won't do that. No.
4 punches, and that's it.
Yeah. So we'll have to
He'll
wait
just
and
do
see
the
to
boot.
see who's going to face Rick, but Hogan can
What other did,
definitely
what
be a
o-
draw.
did he not have another finisher kind of signature aside from
Hogan?
the boot? Yeah.
Hogan?
No,
and the
no.
leg drop. No, huh? Damn. What
Well,
would
in
he
New
do
Not that I
then? 'Cause I feel
remember.
like they'd make him win.
In the
They
New
give him
Japan,
the
he
pin.
had an armbar, I believe.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
match where Hogan probably was the most technical in his career. Throwing
Yeah.
insecurities. Sorry, it was a very technical match. Actually, that match. If people would like to go back and see how Hulk Hogan actually wrestling in the match, more than 2-3
Yeah,
moves.
New Japan Hogan is like the best Hogan.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that was
yeah. It's
yeah.
a shame it was only one match, and we didn't get to see more of that in
I
North
think
America.
I think he's
No,
done
no,
it.
no.
He's done more.
He's done. No,
Oh,
no.
yeah?
I have like 6-7 matches from New
Because I think
Japan.
Oh,
I think he's wrestled with Muda, Great
Mhm.
Muda,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I think that was the one.
and
Yeah.
I think his return was against Masachono at the Tokyo Dome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that one I haven't heard of. I would
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
go check that one. And they're all
Yeah.
similar in the wrestling wise for him.
Well, I
They-
mean, the one in like late 03 was, I mean, at the end of the day, he couldn't do that much in the ring
oh, okay,
anymore.
because the other one was 93,
But
right?
yeah. But it was good. I mean, it was your typical, I guess, WWE Hogan match. But say what you want about the guy. The guy is over literally everywhere he goes.
Oh, that. There's definitely no
Yeah.
debate about that.
No, that's
He's
I
probably
mean-
the most over. Yeah, I'm comfortable saying he's the
I
most.
think
over.
I think if you really take a look at any of the foreigners that have gone to Japan, where you see a guy come to the ring and get the pop like he gets from the Japanese crowd,
Mm.
and I don't know what Justin's doing in the background there, but anyways, it's
I was putting a hard drive into my freaking
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
You
sure,
were putting
sure.
a hard drive?
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
because it froze here on my side a bit.
Let's make a. Oh, okay, it froze. Okay, I don't know.
But
It
yes, Hogan is definitely over, and he's probably like Jeff was saying for what do they call them in Japan?
Gaijin.
Gaijins, yes.
Gotcha.
Was probably the most popular one to be in Japan, definitely. And we see the reactions from the crowd. Tokyo Dome, I'm guessing that was a sick pop.
It's unfortunate that the clip's not on YouTube anymore, but he came to the ring to Voodoo Child.
Yes.
Oh.
At that Tokyo Dome show, and the crowd it goes
Oh yeah,
ape shit.
I can only imagine. Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
You said Tokyo Dome 03? I'm gonna check if I have that one.
03. Is it 03?
Well, he was saying 03.
Yeah,
it was against Masachono.
Okay.
is the bloodline approaching Horseman territory? While we
No
look.
way.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
No
whoa,
way.
whoa.
Wait, hold on, Casey. Did Justin give you that question?
It was-
Come on, that sounds
No
like a
one.
Justin question.
no,
Come on.
to be honest,
No.
I saw it
No.
somewhere, and I go, but that might be interesting to bring up.
No.
I don't
No
think
one,
they're there yet.
no one touches Four Horsemen.
Well, I mean, not
No
yet.
one.
Maybe we might say, maybe we might say that in 20 years.
No,
But they have
You
to
could-
do a lot more.
Not even in 50.
no.
They have to do a lot more though.
They have to be dominant for much longer and stay together
have to
much
be-
Yeah,
longer. Yeah.
listen, that faction, as good as they are, I'm not going to take anything away from them. Promo wise, it's not even the wrestlers themselves that get them over on promo. It's the manager.
Mhm.
Whereas
Definitely Paul Heyman.
the four horsemen can get themselves over no matter who it is. Even Tully, was a little bit more bland out of the four,
Mhm.
but could still get himself and get whoever the feud is over. So no, it's work rate and promo. No,
Yeah.
We're talking about the four
Original.
for original, right?
Well, yeah, with Barry Windham
And Oli,
Flair
no,
and
no, well, Oli wasn't there no more. Right? He's not really. Yes, he's.
well,
actually there.
Barry Windham, I think, replaced Ole
Yeah,
Anderson.
that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. That's it. That's right. That's right.
okay, so you're talking about we're talking about Barry Four Horsemen. Okay, just to make
Well,
Well,
the
hey,
original.
listen, look at almost any incarnation of them. Even if you go back to, let's say, mid '95, where they had Demolenko and
Benoit.
Chris Benoit
Hmm.
with Flair and Anderson.
Yeah,
See, that's the one I remember because that was around my era.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
but that's it. No, you get let's say
And
if
with
you wanna,
Steve Mongo McMichael, yeah.
yeah, that's it. If you
And then there was Pillman.
Brian Pillman was there for a little bit too.
A
So,
little bit,
Before
yeah.
coming to WWE, yeah.
but I think if you want to go back to, let's say, their best version of the Horseman with what was his name? I think Casey just said. I just slipped my
Ole?
mind. Barry Windham. Barry Windham.
Barry Windham?
I think that version of the Horseman.
Yeah.
There's the bloodline can't touch. No.
No.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I thought it was interesting because they have now all the belts, just like a Horseman had at one point, all the belts.
Right.
I don't think they're there yet,
Well,
but I think,
WWE wants to make you think that.
Mhm.
Oh, this is our
No.
like our 20.
Well, it's
Oh,
just-
they'll say it. They'll say it. But I mean,
it's the same thing as them saying that the New Day is the best tag team of all time.
that's bullshit. Yeah.
No, not even
No,
close.
No.
Because
Maybe,
let's say if you
maybe top 50.
top 50.
maybe.
I mean,
Top
come on.
50, top
Why don't you
500.
Let's stop exaggerating. Top 50 here.
I don't know. They're because we can't say they're the best tag team of all time because of the number of titles they have won because it's fucking scripted. So
Exactly.
that can't be your justification for that. Some of the great matches, yeah. Top 50, obviously, I think they're better than top 50, but I'll put them top 20 guaranteed.
Top 20.
The New Day?
I don't know. The New Day, I don't know, man. Like you gotta again. I don't know why people don't
Of-
give the New Day
Of
credit.
all
either.
time?
Of all time, yeah. I'm with 20. I was
I'm
gonna
saying
say
top
maybe
50.
15, but
Yeah, okay.
I
I would top 20.
I
think.
said let me be conservative.
Yeah,
and
and you're
I'll go
giving
with
me
20.
shit for a top 50.
Top 20.
because it's you. That's why.
I would even go top 20, man.
Guys, to find 49 other teams better than New Day,
New Day. Yeah.
come on. That's hard, man. Now to find 19 better, I think I'm being conservative in saying top 20, but I think they can definitely be in that conversation. You can
I could
definitely
give you. I could
Maybe
give you-
work wise, yeah. Work wise, yeah, because they're pretty decent workers, but
Well, I
they
mean,
got,
they're
they got over.
too, though.
They got
they're
over.
very over.
Oh.
They were at their peak. They were very over with the crowd.
even
man.
as heels, they were over too. So
I could
People
give
that
you
don't even
top
watch
20.
wrestling knew who the New Day was and who are these guys throwing the pancakes. So they were over, and they put up some great matches. Now I'm talking about New Day, all three of them, whatever the combination of the tag team is, because they've had different variations and they've won titles with different variations. But I'm saying as the three, I think they've been there long enough. They have long reigns. They had the classic matches. Now, obviously, they're not even close to the Young Bucks, Hardy Boys, Legion of Doom, those ones. But they're definitely in the
can't forget the outsiders.
The
Oh, yes,
Outsiders, the
obviously, yeah.
Steiners, Harlem Heat, Demolition,
Harlem
Rockers,
Heat.
Hard Foundation.
I don't think Harlem Heat is better than you.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying there. Harlem Heat. Come on.
As heels, yes.
They were good.
They were
With
good,
Sister Sherry.
but-
Come on, guys.
No, yeah, exactly. No, I'll agree with that. With Sister Sherry
Yeah.
as heels,
Okay.
But they hadn't had. They didn't. They don't even come close with having any
well, they didn't get that
comparing
push.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't get that kind of push. Yeah, but I mean, if you look at just the tag team itself and like Booker T with his promos back then as a heel with Sister Sherry, I mean, oh yeah,
As we still talk about that today.
Hogan, we're coming for you.
We can't,
Oh,
we,
yeah.
can't, we can't finish that. We can't finish that.
No, I would never.
I would never.
I would. But that's Booker T's.
But
one of
I
Booker T's
mean,
best moments.
that's one of his best moments. But is that really saying anything for Harlem Heat? No, that's just a viral moment.
Well,
Again, I haven't watched. I've watched. I just don't recall any crazy matches with Harlem Heat.
Like rivalries, yeah,
like
back and
crazy
forth, having
rivalries,
a
back
set
and
of
forth,
3-4 matches against the same tag
well,
team, back and forth.
Oh,
Like,
they did it with the Outsiders often
Outsiders,
in the
yeah.
90s.
the
I think that-
Steiners,
I think that's the only
Steiners?
ones.
No, the
Steiners?
the Steiners, oh yeah.
Sting and Lex Luger,
I
Yeah.
feel like they did a few things with the Nasty Boys too for a bit.
Nasty
too, though.
Boys.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember the Nasty Boys, but these are short periods of time.
No, but in the mid 90s, they were
We're talking about like maybe a two-year window there, 96, 97, max 98. Where, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that.
Hey, là. Hey là.
Bonjour, hi.
I think that was the only real like.
Well, 'cause
time
they were
there.
they were a tag team before Harlem Heat. They had other names.
Yes, in the AWA, right? Or
No,
something like that?
in WCW they had other names.
Oh,
Like in the early 90s. And then when they came back as Harlem Heat and they had Sister Sherry there,
Mm.
that's when it started to pick up. And I mean,
Yeah.
it was like New Day. It took time where to get them over, but they were heels. At the end of the day, New Day, even though they were technically heels, it wasn't going to last long. That team, you knew that
yeah,
for them to really, really hit their peak, they had to become babyface.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
if they would have stayed heels, it wasn't going to work. I think
No.
people would have gotten sick and tired of it.
yeah.
But if you look at that's the thing, it's different. It's like they were put on a rocket ship and shot to the moon. Now they had to get it over New Day, so you give them credit for that.
Well, yeah, because at the beginning, if we remember correctly, these guys were supposed to be kind of like ministry, like a not a
Mystery.
religious, but positively, gospel.
Yeah.
Like a ministry of positivity, and everything was positive. And then they kind of played with it a bit, tweaks here, tweaks there, and they finally found what they were supposed to be, and then they got it over. And kudos for both them to getting it over, and for Vince McMahon to letting them creatively. Thank you, Jeff. They let them do it. So that's why I think they deserve to be in the conversation. Now we could have a decent. I think there's a debate to have there about where to put them, or if Harlem Heat or
Top
deserve-
50, not top 20.
That's a big difference there from 50 to
Yeah,
20.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man.
But it depends how you look. I guess it depends all how you look at it. If you look at it how they got over, well, the times were different.
Right.
Oh yes,
mid 90s, the WCW was kind of getting their stride. They hadn't hit the peak yet.
Mhm.
By the time the NWO came, anything else that was other like Harlem Heat were still a big name. But
And
if
the
you really-
NWO took a lot away, I feel, from
Yeah.
a lot of superstars, right? Because it was nothing but NWO, NWO,
Yeah.
NWO.
But they're
NWO, so-
but the Harlem Heat's like I mean they were obviously they became baby faces once the Outsiders were around, but
right.
they I know, listen, I'm not trying to take anything away from New Day. They obviously got that gimmick over, but it didn't surprise me that they were also split up because eventually I think they kind of probably figured, okay, well, we got to do something different because it's always these three, and they had the Big E get a run with the title. Unfortunately, it wasn't probably as long as he deserved.
Right.
That I could agree with.
I mean, it's gonna come back though. As soon as Big E's ready to come back, you just know they're gonna. That's a whole selling point again.
Well, they just
Merchandise,
announced,
whatever.
a mystery partner with them to face. What are they called? Those guys. The
Sheamus?
Sheamus with Butch and Harlan. They announced that they will Kofi Kingston will be back, and that they will have a tag team partner or a third person mystery partner to
Yeah, it
face
could be.
those three. I don't think it's Big E because I don't
can't
think
be
Big E would
Big
be
E.
ready. Yeah, it can't
I
be.
mean,
No.
unless it's all a ruse, because Big E had mentioned that he had a relapse where he has to wear the brace for another 4 weeks or something.
Oh.
And then he was all pub, but he's like, guys, nothing but positive and all that. But maybe that's a ruse.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
he
a
ended
work,
up,
yeah.
it's a work kind of thing. So that would be free. This is supposed to be when, though?
I think they mentioned it. Do I have it here in my notes? I think they mentioned it for what would it be? Tomorrow or
Oh, no.
Monday? It's
Oh,
not
okay.
for. Oh no.
Not for the
It's
pay-per-view.
for no. It's for the pay per view. It's
Oh,
for the
okay.
pay per view. Kingston will be back. Will be back this week, and then they'll have a mystery partner for the pay per view to face them. Yeah, that's right. That's what it is.
I mean, that's pretty good. I guess that's a nice selling point for Hell in the Cell too, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to think, "Hey, it's Big E, it's Big E, it's Big E." But I think maybe even announcing it might give you a little bit more. It doesn't matter with WWE premium events because it's from the network anyways, right? So it's not like they're looking to get pay-per-view buys anyways.
No, what they would like from that is new subscribers to Peacock and to the network outside US. So then they
Right.
could, when it's time to renegotiate, they could ask for more money. That's basically the only thing that would be for what premium events are
Right.
now. Like in case of numbers, and I mean in the subject of numbers, like how do you measure?
Or it's more
how
maybe
good-
ticket
exactly.
sales too. Maybe more.
Oh yes, and ticket sales,
specifically
obviously,
ticket
of the
sales,
of the arena. Yeah.
Right.
Oscar was pretty fire promo.
Yep. It was great.
What did she say?
I don't know.
Bex,
She was like,
Bex should be
time
named
baby
Big Time
Bex or
Baby.
something.
Yeah, yeah. Guys, she's good. She's good, and she talked a lot of English there. She didn't do her usual rants in Japanese, so
Well,
and it was still good. So
I
anything she
think
does
she
is good. man.
kind of knows better English than she leads on, though.
Yes,
or that they
definitely.
give her for WWE, though.
Like
so-
Nakamura.
Nakamura.
Nakamura speaks way better English than you would think he does.
Yeah. Okay. See, that Nakamura I didn't know, but I feel like I've heard Asuka speak better English than that, like off of WWE TV.
Yeah.
Nakamura, I haven't though, so I just assumed he just didn't know much. But they've been there so long too.
Yeah,
at the same
it's
time.
been a
You'd think
while.
they'd
We're
picked
talking
up a
close to
lot.
10 years, right?
Yeah.
Wow, it's been that long already?
Well, I mean,
Wow.
to be fair, I've
Well,
lived-
Nakamura 2012, 2013 in NXT, right? About. Well, no,
Yeah.
2012 was
it
Sami
has to be
Zayn.
has to be
It
later
was
than
Sami
that.
Zayn,
Yeah.
yes. So it was about 2014. So maybe 8
Okay.
years. Yeah.
Did he come before AJ or after AJ?
Nakamura?
Nakamura before AJ
Well, he was in NXT. Yeah, before AJ.
for sure.
Yeah,
He was
'Cause
in
AJ
NXT
was Royal
for a hot
Rumble, what?
minute, man.
AJ was Royal Rumble 215 or 2
That's what I'm trying to think.
2016, I think.
2016 would be
2016.
around
Yeah.
the time. Yeah. So maybe the main roster was about the same time, but he was in NXT a bit before Nakamura. I mean, Nakamura was in NXT a bit before the arrival of AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Who cares about the Bobby versus in a handicap match versus Amos and
Do we know that stipulation though? What's gonna happen with that?
yeah, that's the one he picked. They announced it not on camera, not on the live broadcast. They announced it after on the WWE.com exclusive or whatever they do there.
Okay.
After all, they announced that it would be a handicap match. So that's the stipulation that MVP chose.
How exciting!
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
calling right now from.
I feel bad for Bobby, but whatever. I know they're trying to put Omos over and it's not working at all.
Yeah.
He's getting no reactions from the crowd, even with a mouthpiece like MVP. I don't
But
know. What would
it's
you guys
like-
do with Omos if you guys were booking?
I would sit. I'm home.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Fair.
I'd at least, and I get it as a huge giant. You don't necessarily. He just needs to have some sort of a bit more charisma, though. Like I feel like he's lost in the ring. You know what I mean? He's not
Yeah.
panning to the cameras. He's not making it
Because
seem like
the only reason he was hired was because he was tall.
Yeah.
That's it. If the
And
guy
they-
could have worked, then
He should have-
we wouldn't have been in the conversation.
He should have been in NXT and learn how to work with cameras.
Yeah.
Learn how to look at the hard cam. Learn how to do because he was so big. He was brought on the main roster right away, and I think that's hurting him right now when they're trying to push him.
They needed a heater for AJ. They put a big guy that they had on that they found. And,
I think they got that reaction when we saw him as the bodyguard of Shane McMahon in that big successful WWE Raw Underground thing where they had the
right.
the Fight Club type of thing in the boiler rooms or whatever. And
I think.
go ahead.
I think you also maybe even need to change his outfit. You know what I mean? What he wears to the ring, his whole
You want him to
little
wear like the
black shirt,
giant
black
one.
pants. No, not a giant
What are
thing
you,
there, but
what are you,
What happened-
a fashionista now there,
You
Justin?
give him a
no,
perm.
but it does help though.
Yeah.
It's you know what I mean. I'm not trying to like
The
call
giant
fashion.
pimp.
This is not fashion sense with JLB here, but it really does change.
Thank God.
Right? I mean, I got none here. I mean, except this shirt, which you can buy at shop.spreadshirt.com/WTN Wrestling. But
Nice.
I like.
but yeah, no, but it does change things though completely. Like when Lacey Evans, not to her white trash Lita thing she has going now, but when they kind of changed Lacey Evans for the Southern Belle, when they kind of made for a few weeks they made her try to do something different with her. It changes how you look at her, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
but
So it's just
because she's able to get that over. That's the thing. Because she, as a performer, is able to get the character, that gimmick over. So
right. But I mean, at the same time, I don't know. Like, it's his attire is as bland as he is, though. So give him some kind of better attire, kind of thing. Look at when Seth was it Seth? There was someone who had switched. There was someone who had switched from tights to shorts. It'll come back to me. I can't think.
CM Punk?
Well, CM Punk keeps on going back.
CM Punk keeps
yeah.
on going back and forth, but
Alexander?
CM Punk's over though. CM Punk.
yeah,
over.
but you see, but you see that you just basically answered your question. He's over. The guy is able to get it over, no matter what outfit he has. I mean, it's not that
It's
far.
the charisma that he does.
That's the
lacks.
thing.
Yeah.
The guy needs a mouthpiece to begin with,
And
I don't
even
think
with that,
an MVP, maybe it's the mouthpiece.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have maybe given Paul Heyman or Sammy,
If it's
or
exactly
KO,
yeah,
I don't think MVP is the right fit for that.
no. He's
like
not
when he
bad-
tries to
he's
show
not bad.
emotion, like it doesn't work. He has no expressions on his face. Doesn't. It's hard for him to get something over. Obviously, already I understand the fact that he doesn't sell. Obviously, he's a giant, so some stuff are not going to affect him. That's okay. But definitely show some emotion, some
Yeah, show
facial
some
expressions,
anger, more
something.
anger.
Even
show
even
some
the
aggression.
great Khali showed more than him.
Yes,
Fucked.
yes.
Right? Yeah.
That's saying something.
That's saying a lot. Yeah.
And I'll tell you something. There's actually a match from Japan, the Great Khali against Giant Silva. You remember him at the Oddities back in the day, the really really big tall guy.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
wrestle in Japan, and it's strange how Great Khali actually put on a decent, considering that it's both two guys that are like over 7 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That was
He
like
actually-
the Kurgan dude.
No, that was even bigger than Kurgan. There was,
Oh.
there was a guy in the Oddities that was even bigger than Kurgan.
Oh snap! Okay.
Yeah, and there was if you look at, you can find it, Giant Silva and Great Khali, and he actually, I mean, okay, it's two big guys wrestling. You're not going to have a 5-star match, but
Mm.
it's way better than anything he did in WWE.
Yeah, if you've seen his matches in WWE, you'll be impressed. Like, yeah. Which
Look, it's I think it's simple. It's just they found the guy that just, it's not over, and that's it.
I think that's another. It's not over. There's still hope for him. I think he's better than Aziz. I think he has more potential than Aziz. What's his name? Apollo Cruz's bodyguard or
No.
whatever.
General Aziz or some shit.
Yeah, General Aziz.
I mean,
okay.
at the same time, they just don't do anything with him either, though.
Yes,
I feel
that's-
they don't give him
that's
enough.
true.
Why he wrestles?
He's wrestled a few times,
few
I think,
times.
but
Oh.
he's more just outside the ring kind of thing.
It's just WWE and Vince McMahon doing the classic. Look at this guy. He's huge. Maybe
I
he's gonna get
almost
over.
think you put him with Corbin or something.
No,
It's two tall guys, which would be kind of weird, but
nah, man. No.
I mean, Corbin isn't doing much now, anyways. You know,
You know the thing is, any scenario, I just don't think
just don't
would
see
work
it,
out
yeah.
for the guy. I mean, it's
Listen,
it's-
because you have to do something yourself. It's not, they can't just surround you with a good mouthpiece. At the end of the day, yes, there's some things that might help, but you got to put yourself over also too, and that's where I think he lacks. the 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 talent to do that. I don't know. Will he ever be able? I think there's, like I said, because the look, a big guy, bald, tall, a bass
Yeah.
voice like that. I think there's potential there, but you really got to give him some acting classes or some facial expressions to do
Yeah.
something. Do something where he could actually be worth something.
I wonder
Because he
how
gets
he
zero
is in
reaction.
person, almost to
But
the sense
he did
that.
Yeah.
that promo, no? Didn't he do a promo where he was out of character? Not a promo. He was talking to the camera. I think they were talking to him like some WDB, or he was on a radio show or something like backstage,
Oh,
and he was
Oh, I would have
talking.
to
okay.
find
He was
that.
talking in English, and he was just talking, answering questions.
Was he good though? Like, what was
No,
he?
he's it is what it is. He's answering questions. He's answering
No, but
questions.
I
I
mean,
mean,
is he like normal? Does he have
yeah,
a little
yeah. It
bit
seems
more energy?
yeah. I mean, he's talking about his life and where he was. I can't remember what African country he's from, but
Mm.
talking to where he was found and everything and how
Nigeria.
he. That's it.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, that's what WWE says. I'm just not sure
yeah.
if it
No, no,
is.
but I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, look, he. I mean,
Well, Kofi Kingston's from Jamaica, so
yeah, exactly. But no, he seemed like he was, a guy who was upbeat and everything. So it's like he almost had some form of like charisma behind him, but obviously
Okay.
that doesn't nowhere near translate to his on air persona.
Maybe
So
you make him face.
maybe that's.
Maybe that's kind of what's missing.
But
Maybe we
still
could.
he still needs a mouthpiece. He still needs a
what
mouthpiece.
happens
I
if he's what if he's
Well,
just mute?
Yeah, that's gonna get over. But
I think he could. I think Face will
well,
garner more sympathy and might help put
yeah,
him a bit more over. I think that
yeah,
can
and then
help.
he
That can
can
be a
kind of
first step.
just be
Hey, it won't
himself
hurt.
too, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
and be
look,
more himself. Yeah.
that conversation with Bailey, right? That we kept talking. I mean, I personally was not a fan of the Bailey hugger and all that, but once she turned heel, holy fucking shit! One of the best heel workers
Hmm.
in the women's division at that time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of just what the wrestler is comfortable with. Why not
Yeah.
try it out? I mean, I don't
Exactly.
see Omos getting over as a heel at all.
it's just I think of it's very very simple in my opinion. Some people have it, some people don't, and I don't think he
Oh,
does.
that's definitely true. Also, yeah.
But yeah, I
Definitely.
mean that's it. But you
You
know,
know,
that's why I just
not to shit on him in any way. I mean, I'm sure he does his best, but I mean, at the end of the day, if the company's not going to be able to find anything for him, I mean, I don't see him cutting promos by himself. I mean, even if he's face, maybe he does quick little things just to get the point across and get the storyline over. But
Because I know
we'll see
you're
what happens.
people were trying to compare him at the beginning to Kevin Nash, but Kevin Nash can talk on the mic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Well, Undertaker said that he's the next Andre. So
Oh, come on,
Undertaker's an idiot. I don't
come
know.
on.
Well,
it's
Undertaker.
just
kind of an
it's
idiot.
just Undertaker trying to
He's,
put
he's a
somebody
company
over.
man. He's a
He's a
company
Yeah,
man.
company
exactly.
man.
he's
Yeah.
not an idiot.
Well, he's an idiot. He's a company man.
It's
He's not
I don't
there.
even think he believes
He
that.
doesn't
Yeah,
give a shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
No,
he
he
doesn't
doesn't
believe
believe
he
it.
it.
can't. He
That-
can't believe that. If he
No.
does,
Can't
then
believe it.
yeah,
No,
Or
yeah.
no,
he's
Well-
not. He's not watching the product. Vince told them about this guy, and he's like, okay, I'll just say what Vince told me about him.
yeah,
And obviously, him and Vince are.
Well,
Very
Andre
close.
didn't really have.
Andre was probably the biggest star of his time.
But
Yes.
he got over
But he
in
got
a
over.
way where there was nothing like okay, his work rate wasn't great, obviously, but
Right.
just his presence, the way people at that time seeing a guy that big in the
Right.
ring,
But what I was gonna say, he
it
doesn't.
was
He never really had a promo.
no.
Yeah, but he was still good though.
But
No,
he had
Yeah.
Well, he had
I agree with you there.
backstage interviews with Mean Gene.
Mhm.
he
Yeah.
did. But
Yeah.
look who his mouthpiece was when he was a heel.
Well, yeah,
Well, Bobby Heenan, yeah,
Bobby Heenan. Yeah.
Not, enough said.
yeah,
Enough
Right,
said.
right.
the brain. So maybe what you're saying is, I'm going to pull this lady from Channel 4. So what you're saying is, maybe if we give Paul Heyman to Omos, maybe he can do something there.
Yeah.
If you give Paul Heyman to anyone, it's something.
Yeah, I think so.
I
I
mean,
think
maybe even the Miz.
no, come on.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah, I know. Like I mean
No, but I mean, the Miz is good on the mic. I don't know.
The Miz
I don't
is
know
good
if
on
he
the
can.
mic though, but it would work because the Miz would then make
no.
do some stupid shit. Oh, here, Omos, take him, kind of thing, and it could work. I mean, Miz would need like the Miz would need like a bodyguard kind of thing, right? Because
Yeah, but wouldn't that be like a demotion or not a demotion, but going backwards for Omos?
It's almost like the same thing like AJ. He's playing another bodyguard role.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
needs he needs someone to put him in the spotlight, and
Yeah.
like someone like Paul Heyman who
Yeah.
could just talk. Almost doesn't have to say a word.
I
Just
agree
by
with Nelson.
There is nothing to do with Omos. He is limited. He's definitely limited.
but
But
Paulie would be able
I'm
to do it.
interested in seeing what Paul Heyman can do with
Yeah,
him.
Yeah.
Give him a
But there's a
destructive
way.
run
That's
because
it.
we all thought Bobby Lashley was pale and
Right. Exactly.
bland,
Yeah.
right? And now he seems like he's
There's
able to do it on his own.
There's
You can't
always something you can do with someone though.
You can't
They
compare
might be
Bobby to
limited.
Omos.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I remember for a while we didn't give a shit about Bobby.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
then
Tell me
MVP
anything
came in, hurt
relevant about his
business.
first run with WWE. Then you won't be able to. And then
Right.
before
Well,
before
his
getting with
ECW run was not
MVP,
that bad.
what?
His ECW run wasn't that bad.
Oh yeah, because he was champion, I guess. So you could say that, but like, who really watched ECW at that time
And he could
on
not
Wednesday
talk
nights?
for balls though. He was a shit
Yeah.
talker then.
Then he went to Impact.
He killed it on Impact.
He did
Killed
kill
it.
it because he had more of that MMA. He was with America's Top Team with Dan Lambert. He had more of that MMA thing. He was also fighting in MMA at the same time there, so it
Right.
made him more credible. Then after coming back to WWE, the first year was not very good until
Right.
they gave him MVP and the Hurt Business, and then that's when really he flowered and came into be the almighty that he is today. So
Right.
definitely limited. Now,
But
do
you
I
have
still
to
have hope for
explore
him?
those limitations though.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone can be you know, anyone can be pushed upon. You just have to find the right thing for him.
well,
MVP is not the guy to do it.
I'll agree with that to a certain extent. That yeah, you have to find something that suits the person. But at the end of the day, how many times that have you had people where you push, they change, they repackage the guy, they do this and that to him, and it just doesn't get over. So
That's true.
Can you give me an example?
off the top of my head, no, but I mean, it's just that it's happened. I mean, if you really
It has
really
happened,
stop to
though.
think
No, it's
about it,
definitely happened. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like there's a lot of guys where they've changed them up a bit. I mean, they might be great talents in the ring, but look, WWE's I think looking for more something else, more the entertainer side
Wow.
of things, than someone being.
I mean,
Yeah,
He's not. He's
I'll
not.
agree with
He's
that.
not wrong.
That's a fair comparison, actually.
yeah,
They're both really not charismatic and really have no
yeah,
thing. And
that's pretty spot
Giant
on. Yeah.
Giant Gonzalez, if I'm not mistaken, had Harvey Whippleman with him, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the mouthpiece. He
Yeah.
wasn't. He was no Bobby Heenan, but he was a guy that
And
could be hated. And
Yeah.
and the only
Yeah.
good rivalry he had was the Undertaker.
Undertaker.
That's right. After WrestleMania 9, it was basically the end for him. So,
Hey, he
Yeah.
wrestled against Vader. Don't forget, as
That's
El
true.
Gigante.
Yeah,
as Gigante
WCW.
in WCW. Wow.
the Argentinian
So, I
giant.
don't even remember that WCW run. So
He had the short
not-
black tights.
Not many people do.
I remember him from WrestleMania 9 because that's my favorite WrestleMania. I think I've watched it
Oh,
at
yeah?
least 25 times.
Caesar
yeah,
Palace.
It's Caesar's Palace. The whole thing was very good.
It's,
Black Guy Hogan. So I remember
that-
I've seen that match many.
That's JR's debut
Yes, it is in a Tonga, might you?
in Tonga. Yeah.
Might I add. All right, guys. I'll let you talk about AEW because I really need to go. I got somewhere to be in 20 minutes, so I gotta go. Thanks for everybody for tuning in, and
Take
I'll
care,
see you
man.
guys around.
Sounds good, boss. Thank you
Appreciate it.
always for coming. Good luck. And remember, Dynamite, not Dynamite, but Double or Nothing this Sunday, good sir.
Yes, sir. I will definitely not forget. Ciao, guys.
Have a good one.
And then there was 3.
There were 3.
Well,
So,
really 2 because Justin doesn't really count.
oh,
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
it's fine. Dynamite, guys, did you watch it?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. What were your thoughts of that cage match?
I loved it.
I think it was to be expected. I mean,
Yeah.
open up your big show with a cage match, you kind of knew that Sean Spears wasn't going to go over.
Right.
It was okay. I'm not going to say it was anything. It didn't steal the show by any stretch.
But-
I don't think.
Right.
But
It was fine. It was fine.
Warlow is over as F.
Yeah.
He
But-
is
and I think
over.
that was the whole idea, though, right?
Yeah.
No, but yes, but
That
like
chair shot also was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that.
Uh,
But I hope that he doesn't get like obviously he's getting that Goldberg push,
right.
but
Goberlich. Yeah,
Justin, I don't know. See, he's having a negative impact on you can barely speak. But I think it's because obviously Goldberg worked for a very very limited amount of time
mm.
to where people started to get annoyed of him.
Hmm.
And I think if AEW smart about it, where you have to have him lose. Like, okay, yes, he's lost matches before Wardlow. We know that he's lost before
Mhm.
Cody, Jericho. We get it, but now he's getting this singles push. So obviously, you give him a good run. Maybe he'll win the TNT title eventually. Maybe the AEW title have a little run. But if they, in my opinion, if they push him too much, he'll start to get hated.
It's gonna be a salty.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just don't see that happening for a very long time though, because he doesn't have this cockiness about him either. Maybe that will come that we haven't seen yet. But I feel like he's not as cocky as Cody, for instance, right? And Cody wanted to be loved, loved, loved so much, and the fans eventually just turned on him completely. And it wasn't heel hate; it was just pure like I don't want to see you on my TV anymore. Either turn heel or
But
get the
but
fuck off my
that
TV.
that that would have been that would have been a good recipe for him to turn heel.
Right.
That would have been perfect.
Which, but they didn't do it, and Cody just didn't want to turn heel. And
He he,
if he
he,
would
c-
have,
he could
he would
always
have.
come. He could always come back as heel.
I don't know. You think they'll take him back?
In 3 or 4 years. In 3 to 4 years.
Once he's
I
fed up.
mean,
Once he's fed up of creative, which is
which
which will happen soon.
which will happen soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost see if MJF continues his little trickery that he's doing with talking trash about AEW and still playing with this thing that his contract is going to end in 2024. I could maybe see Khan at that point saying, "All right, well, if I'm going to lose MJF, I'm going to get Cody back," kind of thing. If that ever happens, because I feel like MJF is really going to play his cards, and I mean, kudos to him as he should, because he is the a really hot commodity
Hmm.
right now. Um, and yeah, so I would, and I imagine probably even sooner than then, Cody will be fed up and would have already been champion. Because I think
Well,
once Cody becomes champion, it's over.
yeah,
No one's gonna care. He's not gonna care because he's not gonna be champion anymore. And honestly, he's not gonna get good stuff with creative.
exactly.
So I even by the end of the year, I think by next WrestleMania, I think Cody's story is over. To be
Yeah,
honest with you,
I could
so
Yeah.
agree with that.
but I think that's what we all kind of expected, anyways. And
Yeah,
maybe even Cody does as well, since he can still do different projects and all that. I think he kind of realized it's a limited run.
but he has
He
a
just wants to say he has the
multi-year
world title.
contract, right, Cody? Technically, that's what the rumor is. Multi.
Multiple years, yeah, but I think he also has.
There's an out.
I think he has an out, or there's like a little bit of creative control as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So,
it's WWE. How much creative control could he possibly have?
well, I don't know. I'm sure Cody knows a little bit at least of how they work, right? He's been there before. So I'm sure he's like, you guys want me? Hey, give me this, this, and that, and the third. Or maybe the fact that he can do other projects outside of WWE also helps him like say, okay, you know what? Give me time off then. I'll go do these projects, get my head out of the game for a bit because I can't deal with your fucking creative. And then maybe, I don't know. We'll see. It's Cody. I feel like Cody changes his mind every few months, anyways, with what he
And
likes, what he dislikes, and
and is he really that big of a star to say that it makes sense for him to kind of, you know, go back and forth? It's not like he's like a big name like Stone Cold where he can or The Rock
Right.
can go and come back, and everyone will just be like, "Oh my God, it's Cody." I don't think you'll ever really hear that.
Mhm.
I'm not. He's a good worker. I mean, I like his work, but
well, I think he thinks he is.
well, of
Yeah.
course, who wouldn't? I mean, you're in that spot. You were basically given the keys to the kingdom in a sense where you were given reins to help run a company. Now, granted, maybe a limited amount of
Like
pull there, but
I really feel that his time is really
Oh,
going down.
uh, well, no, I think he's still high up there. He's good. I didn't like the whole belt situation. I thought the belt thing was stupid. like
Refresh my
with
memory.
Seth Rollins taking the belt from the fan and then slapping
Oh,
him, and then Cody like hurt, but he still brings the belt back to the
yeah.
fan. I just could like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't know. It
Well,
just enough of this. I'm a really good guy. Like, oh, I'm doing everything. I can't. I hate that Cody Rhodes. I
But if
love
that,
his work in the ring. I
uh,
really do.
but
But
if that's the
God,
creative he's given, what are you gonna do? You know,
yeah,
it's not his
that's
fault.
valid. No, but I feel like that's also him too, though. I feel like because I think he's even done that in AEW as well. Not so much necessarily in that way,
Yeah.
but I feel like when MJF between him and MJF, I think MJF stole the belt from the fan or something that he gave to the fan, and MJF put it around his neck, and then, but that one wasn't nearly as like publicized. I think Cody just gave it back to the fan when the
Yeah.
cameras weren't on or something. So that is a bit different there. Um, but yeah, I wanted to talk about the going back, I guess, to Wardlow and MJF there. So it I guess I kind of knew it. It's the exact same storyline that we were kind of getting with MJF and Cody, right?
more or less.
Just Control C, Control V, same shit. In
More
order
or
for you
less.
to fight me, you have to do the lashes, you have to
Yeah.
face this guy, you have to do
The
that.
only
Blah,
difference
blah, blah,
is that
blah.
MJF had Shawn Michaels' referee kit.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's I saw instant photos of that all over on Twitter, like side by side. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, yeah, that's why that looks so familiar. I was wondering why this looked familiar. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, CM Punk's promo was pretty decent
Yeah.
on Dynamite as well as as it
As it
usually
always
is.
is. Yeah.
As it always is,
Talking about that promo, I read something and
Mhm.
I found it really interesting. Basically, it's from Pro Wrestling Fitness. It's a guy. He said when CM Punk won the Ring of Honor title, he turned heel and went against the company. The same thing as WWE. This is what Hangman is trying to protect AEW from. When he
Oh
said that,
no, CM Punk's not winning the title. It's not
uh,
happening.
You don't think
uh,
so?
I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna give it. You've built so much into Adam Page to make CM Punk win the
Maybe
title. I
maybe
think
not now. Maybe not now. But
okay, yeah. Well,
yeah.
he's not winning it at Double or Nothing.
oh,
That's
I
just not
think he
happening.
is.
I
I don't
think
You
want him.
can't.
I
You
I
he's
don't
yeah.
want
there
him
to
to
help
win it.
elevate. He's
It's,
there to
yeah.
help elevate Adam Page. He's
Because I
not there
mean,
to.
if it's any indication where Adam Page is going to turn heel, which is almost like what you almost expected to happen,
Mhm.
or you
Right,
think it, maybe who knows.
right,
But I mean, I think if Adam Page wins and it's, let's say, maybe not a clean finish,
right.
maybe a low blow, something like that.
I feel maybe this is just the wrestling fan in me
Justin's happy he got something handed to him. sorry,
I
sorry.
got some.
Did you get food or something?
I got some
Yeah.
cantaloupe.
Oh,
Okay. Well, that,
Love
yeah.
me some cantaloupe.
I feel that uh, the only way I see Hagman winning is by him cheating, and he's gonna get helped by the Bullet Club
Mm.
because next
I
pay per
don't know how you
view,
tell that story already though, because
because he's
yeah, but they didn't do enough recently. I know they've been slowly building that, but I feel like they haven't done enough recently to
or
make
not
that a
with the
thing yet.
Bullet Club, or not with the Bullet Club, or with someone that has been there since the beginning with Hangman.
You also have too much shit though. You have too much shit between Adam Cole versus Joe, which
Well,
is the
yeah. No,
which
go
then
ahead.
gonna get
Sorry.
involved. The Young Bucks versus the Hardys. You already have enough elite
Well,
storyline, undisputed
Ken,
era storyline there. I feel.
there's
And let,
Kenny.
yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. Let's not forget Kenny's going to come back, so you can't have Hangman and Kenny in the same faction. It's almost like, okay, well, then who's your baby face?
Right.
You know, who's your baby face to
Punk.
be on?
So you think Kenny's coming back? He's been more vocal on Twitter too, right?
Well,
So
eventually. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time that he will.
He
But
has he has to be there for the Forbidden Door.
Maybe, yeah.
because
I mean, for sure. But I think he has to show up regardless. If he can't wrestle, he
yeah,
has to
just
be
show
there
your
just for the
face.
sake of being there.
Like,
Yeah.
hi, I'm here. Can't
Yeah.
wrestle, but hi.
Exactly like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that was
What do you
kind
think?
of.
Are you happy at that DMD is going to the final?
I didn't want that. She
Me
doesn't
either.
need it, man.
Me either. As
Doesn't
much
mean
as I love her,
doesn't mean she's gonna win.
uh,
No, but she doesn't even need it. Why not give it to it
I
was
really
Tony Storm,
wanted.
Oh,
right?
Tony Stark. Yeah, but it had to. It would only make sense if it's a heel and a face in the final.
Not
Not
necessarily
really,
for the Owen Hart
because
Cup.
well,
No, but
technically it's a
Tournament.
title.
no, it's or a title or trophy. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's you're gonna have. It would make sense that the finals would be a heel and a face, which is what every match ever in history has always made
I
sense.
really wanted the Storm and
And the Ruby
no, Chris.
Statlander.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted. But I
Yeah.
think Ruby's gonna win that one.
I think. Well, listen. I think it's yeah. I get Chris is. Nothing against Chris, but I think Ruby deserves to
Yeah, she's
get over with
definitely.
something. I mean, she. I would have
Yes.
thought. I always would have thought she would have won the TBS title
Yeah.
as being the underdog, and she would have maybe pulled out something like this surprising win against Jade. That didn't happen,
Mhm.
so I would kind of make sense that I would have liked to have seen maybe Jade and Tony get Tony over a little bit more, but I think she's doing well enough as it is.
Yeah. Especially. Yeah. Yeah.
And plus, it's kind of like continuing the feud that almost didn't really fully end. It's like the
Yeah.
return match with Ruby and Britt Baker.
Right.
So yeah, makes sense. What do you think, Justin? As you enjoy your cantaloupe,
I don't know. I mean, because it's Britt versus Ruby, right?
Well, we don't
Yeah.
know yet. Do we
Well,
Oh,
know?
it's true. We're gonna know. Yeah, don't we know?
tomorrow, Friday, no?
Oh,
We're gonna know
know
tomorrow.
Friday. That's true. Um,
Most likely it's gonna be Ruby.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I just would have loved to have seen Storm versus Ruby. Both fans would have liked that. You don't need a heel versus face um for a
Well, I guess
tournament. I feel like
I guess because the male side of it's heel versus face, so I guess they
I
want to do
mean,
the same thing.
unless I mean, unless they go the route that Britt's automatically going to lose. So yes, if Ruby wins, it'd be an underdog story. In that
I
regard, everyone loves Ruby.
I think Britt's
Unless you
gonna
don't
win
think
it.
She
doesn't need
she
to.
yeah, no, she doesn't need to, but the heel and face is something that's worked for hundreds and hundreds of years, so there's no reason to go regardless of whether it's for an actual title or a tournament. I think if it would have been two faces, it's kind of like, okay, fine, it's a face that won, big deal, you know. Or at least it's heel and face. You have someone to cheer for, someone to hate. I mean,
Mm.
it's something that's simple that's worked for 100 years. So,
I'm trying to think of King of the Ring tournaments of finals, but
well,
I guess you're right.
Bret Hart, Bam Bam Bigelow.
Mhm.
Um,
Jake and Austin.
There you go. Yeah.
well, what do you mean? They weren't both faces?
No, one
Well,
was a
heel and
heel,
face.
one was a
One of
heel,
them
one
was
was a
heel.
baby
No,
face.
that's it. I'm trying to think of in my angle where two were face, but I guess you're right. I guess it's always technically been like that. At least he's eating something healthy and not something that's going to his ass this time.
Ooh,
Jesus,
bringing the heat.
bringing the heat. That's it. Um, yeah. So no, I guess you're right. I just don't want Britt to win. I don't think Britt needs it at all. So
No, I don't think Brett's gonna needs it, but I think she's gonna win it because she's the face of that division. That's the only reason
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
Brit losing, she's over no
it
matter
doesn't do
what.
anything. Yeah.
No, but she's not.
Exactly.
She's over. Whether she could lose the next 10 matches in a row, and
I am not disagreeing with you guys.
yeah,
I
yeah,
agree
no,
with you guys.
yeah,
But
no,
I
no,
think
no, yeah. No. I'm not going against like what you said, but I mean, regardless, it doesn't do anything really for her to win
no,
because
exactly.
I think
It would.
that's the point. That's why I think maybe like
Yeah,
even like
and
what
that's
Justin
why I
said, she
wanted
doesn't need
maybe
it.
Tony Ruby, right? It would help
Yeah,
elevate both of them, no matter
When
what.
you say Tony, I
It,
think of Shivani. I don't know why.
that's fine.
Tony Schiavone's gonna win the women's Owen Hart tournament.
Yeah, straight up. Sorry, I'm late, but my nose got here 10 minutes ago. Woo! I keep thinking of Jason Sensation's Owen Hart thing. I don't know why. It's been
Okay,
in my
well,
head
I'm out.
since.
Um,
Oh my
Jeff, you're all
god.
alone.
Oh, come on now. Wait a minute.
No,
Don't do that
that's
to
it.
me.
That's it.
You don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me.
All mine. No, but pretty solid Dynamite though. I hope Britt doesn't win. The match card, honestly, Hardys versus Young Bucks. I think this is like
It's delete
number
versus delete.
Yeah.
yeah, Elite versus Delete. This is like their seventh one, I think, if you count all the indie ones that they've had.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. I was checking that to see if that was a thing. I'm like, who has the higher upper hand? But then I'm like, okay, they're maybe not necessarily playing into the whole. They faced each other 2 times. This is the last time they're gonna face each other, kind of thing.
Aren't it
But
pitching?
that's gonna be fun.
Aren't it pitching this as the first time ever?
I don't think so because they know that this is not the first time ever.
It feels like that. Like
Yeah.
I agree with you saying,
Mm.
John. It feels like that, but yeah, I don't think I don't think it's the first time. No,
No, I know it's not the first time, but I'm
but
saying,
it feels like that though. Like the build up to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is the first time ever in terms of on a television show where a lot of other people can watch it. Yes, because the other times they fought were just
ROH maybe.
ROH, some
Mhm.
other indie random shows too.
Didn't they fight
So
in AAA or somewhere in Mexico?
Maybe, yeah.
maybe, but I mean for a wider audience, a
Okay.
North American audience, I guess, right? Where anyone could really watch it and order the pay-per-view to see it. So
Is
it
it
is
just,
a big deal, I guess.
is it just me or the Young Bucks get way too much credit than they deserve?
I agree with you.
I'm not trying to just like shit on them, but it's almost like they're put on this
They're
pedestal.
really talented, though.
They are,
are
but I mean,
very, very.
That's not what he's
talented.
saying.
if they weren't EVPs, would they be getting that
Oh
same
no,
treatment?
yeah, but they've had that same kind of following for a very long time.
Yeah, but
Even when
they were
in the
backup
indie
they were
scene.
backup dancers in New Japan.
That's
No, they were. Gallows and Anderson were the tag team in Bullet Club.
right.
No matter what, I mean,
Mhm.
I don't think there's anyone who could dispute that. As good as whatever their little high spots that they do, I think it's just a high spot tag team. Their matches are good. Don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
but I mean, at the end of the day, they were backup dancers in the Bullet Club.
Yeah, but they weren't backup dancers in Bullet Club North American Edition. I feel
Yeah,
almost feel like
because Gallows and Anderson were gone.
well, that's it. But it also helped elevate them to do a lot more, though. I feel like New Japan, Gallows and Anderson were over completely, but Gallows and Anderson weren't so much over as much in North. Well, I guess when they went to WWE and then Impact,
They never
I
got the
feel
push.
they never got
They
the
never got the
push.
push they deserved. Yeah,
Right.
because if you push them the way they were pushed in New
New
Japan,
Japan.
where they're presented as a top tag team, then that makes sense because they can get over. Yeah, you know, Carl Anderson can talk.
Mhm.
Right.
Gallows can get. You know, he's good at what he does. I just think the Young Bucks get way too much credit than they deserve. As to be as one of the greatest tag teams of all time, I mean, come on, no,
Well, top 10?
no.
Not even
I'm gonna leave this room.
top 10 alive.
Oh, now see, now that's a different story. A lot of those tag teams are dead, so yeah, you might have a valid point. No,
I mean,
that's
FTR is better than them.
oh
No
my
doubt.
god,
No
oh
doubt.
my god, yeah,
No doubt. For
Miles.
sure. Miles away.
jeez,
Hardys?
Yes.
yeah,
I wouldn't say so. I would say the
The-
Young
you-
Bucks are better.
really?
I
You
look.
you put them in front of 50,000 people, the Hardys or the Young Bucks. Who do you think the crowd's going to cheer more?
Hardy's.
I
That's
say
what-
Hardys just because of the music.
Oh come on!
I
What,
really do.
what do you have? What kind of what is your cantaloupe spiked? I mean, like what the hell? Like, come on!
Well,
See-
look. I mean,
See, listen, ladies and gentlemen, who for you listening to this show, the reason why I pop in randomly is because to try to straighten Justin out sometimes because he kind of goes off track. That's
And
that's the reason.
And you're always welcome.
Yeah, thank you. But
See, even
there you go. You
See?
see,
She doesn't even know who the Young Bucks are. That doesn't count.
Hey, she said Hardys. It counts.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, I think that's a valid question. If we're talking about of all time, um, I don't know. I think
Top 10
they,
top 10 is would make sense. I'll go with you a little bit with that. I'm
and
not
I,
That's
I
not
I
far
feel
fetched.
like they're more technical. I feel like the Young Bucks are more of a technical tag team, technically,
Then who?
than the
The Hardys?
Hardys.
No, I don't see it.
You
I don't
okay?
see it.
I don't know. I think because they've been shoved down your throat so much that
But
you're
like
just gotten sick of it.
the Hardys
But
did so much for the tag team division.
Yeah.
yeah, but so did the Young Bucks, though. The Young
What?
Bucks kind of invented, um, I guess, this more crazier, fast-paced wrestling
It's called
to an
Rock and Roll
extent.
Express.
Okay, I mean,
I
yeah,
think you know
but
what
I
I hate.
mean,
What I hate about the Young Bucks' work is that a lot of their, sometimes like I'll agree with Jim Cornette's criticism sometimes
Mm.
of today's wrestling, where
mhm.
it's like it's Cirque du Soleil in the sense where
Seriously.
no,
Yeah.
but here,
Yeah, I know. I know.
hear me out. It's just like it's almost like the matches itself is like the guy they're going for a kick and the guy just is waiting for the kick. He's not trying to block it or anything. Just the flow of the match
Well,
itself. That's
and
why
also
I'll
the
take
whole
the
use of
Hardys.
the super kicks, right? The whole use
Yeah,
of the
that's
super kicks.
yeah.
It's the finisher. The finisher concept is no longer a concept anymore. You know what I mean? Uh, People can do their finishers now, and it doesn't end the match anymore. I think that's why a lot of people give a lot of shit to the Young Bucks for that, because the Young Bucks kind of made that a thing where, okay, you do your finisher, the match isn't necessarily over. We're gonna kick out. It's gonna be spot, 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 boom, 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 boom. And I think that's why Young Bucks also gets a lot of slack, and they get that kind of um, stigma towards them for bringing that to the wrestling industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's a bit unfair, but at the same time, I think that's also what elevated a lot of other superstars, like the Private Parties, the Adam Cole's, even although where they're kind of in the same time there, but heck, maybe even FTR is very more traditional,
Hmm.
but at the same time, they do have their moments where they're a bit spotty too, just obviously not
Yeah,
Young
but
Buck spotty.
the difference between the work between FTR and the Young Bucks is that it's believable. It's hard. It's fast paced. It's not about a bunch of shitty like random high spots. Yes, it's traditional, but it's fast paced. It's
Hmm.
believable. It's
Well,
entertaining.
because they're telling a legit story in the ring. They're legit giving you beginning to end the best novel you can read in the ring.
Yeah,
That's why I love FTR. That's every time I watch a match by them, that's why I remember why I loved wrestling
yeah.
growing up. You know what I mean? So FTR cannot be touched or in any way, shape, or form. I feel like also Young Bucks are a bit too comfortable
Because
with
they're
what
EV
they're doing.
because they're EVPs.
Are they still EVPs though?
I think so.
Well, yeah, but they don't have necessarily control of much. They have their
Well,
being the elite.
I don't think they ever really did. I mean, at the end of the
They never
day,
really did. Tony's the
Tony's the one that called the shots. But
Yeah. It's just they have control of their being the elite thing.
No.
but
That's it.
I want to address something you said, Justin, about how like the narrative that has gone with them that's maybe unfortunate. At the end of the day, they brought it upon themselves.
Yeah.
And
But
I'm not
they're
shitting
still
on them.
very popular though.
No, no. Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're horrible. I just think that they've gotten like
Still.
I'm not a big fan of their heel them as heels. I
Right.
think I personally don't
I
like it.
think they're better face, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
but
Yeah.
I just think that they've gotten way too much credit than they deserve. Now, the whole Hardys and find it, it's brothers versus brothers. That's the
Hmm.
storyline. That's what makes sense more than
Mhm.
the Hardys versus the Young Bucks. It's the fact that it's two brother tag teams facing each other. You know what I
Right.
mean? And like I said, I'll give them their praise when they have to, when they need it, no problem. I just think that
Right.
they get way too much credit than they deserve.
Do you feel the same way about Penta and the Lucha Brothers?
No, not at all. Wait,
Do you feel that they get under credit? They don't get enough credit?
absolutely. I think. Well, no, I mean, I think. Listen, putting the belts on them was a good thing because I think the Young Bucks had to lose.
Right.
They had to, and I think one of the tag teams them losing to, I would have definitely made sense that Penta and Ray Phoenix definitely made sense because those are guys that yes, it's high spots, but it's believable. It's fast paced.
Right.
They definitely know how
They're
to work.
luchadors, right? It's the
Yeah,
whole
but
thing.
it's the style also that makes
Mhm.
the match itself. I mean, you can have high spots like and it looks like oh my god, like this is wow. It's not that it's very fast paced. It's not very slow, and I just find the Young Bucks a little bit slow. You know,
Well, I feel yeah, and it's just like Jim Cornette's stuff too. It is a bit it does sometimes feel a bit too choreographed, and
yeah,
that's
exactly, yeah,
that's the problem I think,
yeah.
and I think that's why we kind of get annoyed of it because we just notice it so much more often now. And I don't know. I hope that can
It's
be
a shame.
fixed.
It's a shame because I think they could really get, and I've seen them wrestle in AEW where, or even in New Japan, where they're like, "Wow, this is a really good match for them." I think sometimes maybe they try too
Too
much, but
much.
I think them is them. They have to turn back babyface, and I think that would only happen when Kenny comes back. So there'll be a split. They'll have the Elite and the Red Dragon. That gets over, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be fucking fantastic. The Young Bucks versus Red Dragon, the Elite versus Undisputed Era. I can't wait. Hopefully Kenny's yeah, hopefully Kenny's coming back. Maybe even at Double or Nothing.
He could always
We'll
make an
see.
appearance. He could always do a run in, maybe nothing.
Right.
You know, we'll see what
That's
happens.
it. Do you want to run down your predictions for Double or Nothing?
Sure.
Alrighty.
So
So
Justin,
You're getting the card, Jay?
yeah,
I'll get the card.
he's busting out his second phone because he thinks he's a baller here with two phones there. What is this?
I have two phones and I hate it.
I gotta learn how to use the fucking the Pixel 6 is so much different than from the A7
Oh, sorry.
A7 one.
Why don't you get an
Uh,
iPhone? It's so simple.
no, yeah, well that's why I'm not simple minded like you, Big Red.
And
I'm
yet you're
joking.
still
I'm
looking
joking.
for it.
No, I got it right here. Oh no, I went to the
See what I mean?
Fight TV.
We got to do a show just me and you, Red. Just forget Justin. Maybe Casey, of course. Yes, Justin has to sit this one
Yeah.
out one
I
time.
have to make a new image to put your
Jesus.
face in.
Is there a way to get that hoodie without Justin's face?
Not unless I design it, which is not happening.
Damn it!
Okay. I guess we'll start from the pre-show match. We got Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. Obviously, Hook and Danhausen are gonna win.
Right.
You're not gonna make them lose.
Although I'm
Fun
disappointed
tag
that
team.
I'm disappointed that that's,
Hookhausen.
no, but
Hookhausen,
I'm
excuse me.
disappointed that that's not on the show
Right. I agree.
No.
because I think Danhausen, if you've followed his indie work, is actually a decent wrestler.
Mhm.
I have not watched him yet. I have not. I purposely did not watch any indie stuff yet because I want to see how he is there.
His finisher is the GTS, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
snap. Okay.
I think he even has CM Punk permission, if I remember correctly.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a good free match, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not, I would have rather it be on the pay per view just to get a little bit, you know, a little bit more shine on Danhausen because I'm a big fan of his. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's safe to say that Danhausen and Hook are gonna win. Yeah, for sure.
for sure. Yeah. Then we got MJF versus Wardlow.
Warlow.
Wardlow. Yeah.
Wardlow. Yeah. I mean, is that
Unless-
where you're ending it though?
Unless MJF wins and Tony Khan gives Warlow contract anyway,
Yeah,
there's a twist there.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because that could easily happen, right?
Right.
Like, well, MJF, I'm sorry, but who are you to say who can and can't have a contract?
And you're
right?
talking about contracts. Here's a contract that
But-
you're not gonna like.
But you see, I think that's what AEW needs. They need someone that's on camera that plays that quote unquote GM role because I think Tony likes to be more behind the scenes
Right.
than on camera.
And he's so awkward on camera.
Well, that's
Well,
just
doesn't like
It's just
usually
not him.
it's doesn't like Shivani really like announce the
yeah.
announcement.
He relays the messages. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. But I think to have a guy that's maybe
no, yeah,
one of the coaches, like a legend or something, where they bring in
Jerry
someone.
Lynn,
No, I would see Mick, like if they would bring in Mick Foley to do that,
bang bang.
just to
Oh,
be an on-air personality
yeah,
where he's kind of like that middle ground
yeah.
between what Tony said, what Tony Khan says, and you know,
Well,
I think
It's not gonna be Bischoff.
yeah.
Why wouldn't it be Bischoff?
Oh, they have heat.
What did
Because
they?
of what he said, I think didn't he what he say about that he preferred WWE's programming over AEW's? Is that what you're talking
Something
about?
like so. There's
Oh
that.
shit!
There's that. There's also that he said that CM Punk didn't really do much for AEW since he's
Hmm.
there,
Okay, that I remember reading. Yeah.
and that and also Tony Khan said that if he had WCW would be still alive.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jericho.
but
Okay.
that could be. I don't know if it's heat. I mean, look, they've gone back and forth a little bit on the internet. It could also be a work too. I wouldn't be surprised if it
But
would be a work
that's the thing. It was different times. It's not you know.
because have
Tony Khan has way more money than Bischoff had at that time.
no more than Ted Turner.
No,
No.
when Bischoff wanted to buy WCW
Oh, okay, yeah.
until that nil deal happened and poof.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's it. But I mean, at the same time, Bischoff never owned WCW, right?
Well,
He
there
was
was
just
a
taking control.
he had WCW
He
for
was
like
in.
half a day.
Well, yeah, but that's
Yeah, but I think he was the front runner, like maybe the brains behind it, but the big money backers.
yeah.
I
He had
can't,
partners.
yeah, I can't remember who he said it was. I don't know if he said not NBC, but it was a pretty big
Yeah,
like backer behind it. So who knows? Anyway,
yeah.
Okay.
And they even had a pay per view and everything ready, the Big Bang and all that. Okay,
anyways,
continue.
go ahead, Justin. Read off another one as you chew off a piece of cantaloupe. Go ahead. Did I hear him chewing? What is this? This unprofessionalism.
On Sundays, he used to have lunch on the podcast.
It doesn't matter. He's allowed.
I started eating lunch when he started eating his cookies.
When he was
Oh,
scoffing
man.
down those crackers. Oh my
I'm
god.
like, oh yeah, he's eating. Me too. I'm gonna eat.
It's like a cookie monster.
Cookie. I want some cookie.
Go ahead, Justin.
House of Black, which is obviously Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King versus Death Triangle, Pac, Penta, and Ray
That's still
Phoenix.
happening.
Yeah.
That's still happening, of course.
House of Black.
Yeah, House of Black.
Yeah, I almost feel like I see someone turning though. I see one of the Lucha Brothers turning.
Nah.
Julie Hart.
How
Julia
does
Hart.
Julie Hart get involved in that though?
She spits green mist in Alex Abrahantes' face. And it causes them to get distracted. And then
Look at him writing the story in front of
There
us.
you
That's
go.
how you do it.
that's how
I
it's
could
done.
definitely-
That's how it's done, Justin. I have to give you pointers sometimes just to help you get along. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Is that why you're here? I thought you
Yes.
were here just to bust my balls. I figured that was
Well, that too, but I
Oh,
mean,
so fair enough. Always appreciate it, good sir. Speaking of appreciation, someone you should always appreciate. We got the Jericho Appreciation Society versus the Combat Club and Eddie Kingston and Pride and
Santana
Powerful.
Ortiz.
Kingston.
I would say Jericho Appreciation Society because
Keep in mind, Daniel Bryan also has that leg injury there.
Yeah,
leg injury,
yeah,
which might or might not be at work.
I
would
disagree
say,
with Jeff.
I would say that just because I think the payoff should be at Blood and Guts in 2 rings and a steel
Mm.
cage.
Oh
So this isn't technically blood and guts, though.
no,
This
it's
is
like a
just
hardcore tornado match.
hardcore
Yeah.
tornado match.
But I think that should that feud should resolve in Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think the same, just because I think with the Daniel Bryan injury, they're gonna play into that. Daniel Bryan is gonna be out of order for a bit. They're gonna
There you
hurt his leg, and then boom.
Because remember, the first Blood and Guts, it was the Pinnacle against the Inner Circle. So the Inner Circle were baby faces. So now it's like the roles are reversed. The second match ever. Now
Right.
it's Jericho's team heels, and those guys face. Yeah,
Right.
I'd see that go. I'd see that.
So, and hopefully it's on a pay-per-view blood and guts because I swear to God, if I have to see commercials again, I'm not going to
Yeah.
be a happy camper
No,
because I
it
found the
should be.
commercials be so stupid during that matchup. It didn't make any sense at
Mm.
all, at all, at all.
But wasn't it also done too more still like pre everything opening up? So it was still kind of like
Yeah,
yeah. So
it
I
was
mean I don't
pre-recorded and everything, I believe.
no, but you know what I mean that it was like
Yes, yes. It was COVID.
stuff hadn't started to really open up as much as it did. Like
Right. Yeah, because I don't think there was anyone there still
yeah, I
at
think the
the
next
Hardee's,
blood and
right?
guts has to be in an arena. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, fine. I'm just talking about the commercials, though. At the end of the day, don't put it on your Wednesday programming and give me like 4 commercial spots during the match. It kind of
Put
killed the vibe
put it on
of the match.
Friday. No.
No, but I mean, I'm whatever. Tony likes to want to threaten to like pay for going overtime and whatever. Put it on Friday on a Rampage. It will be your entire freaking show and no commercials if you want to do that. But just do it on your pay per view.
No, not
The
on
problem,
Rampage. Not on Rampage.
you
It's
can
only
do
an
it on
hour.
Twitch.
It's only an hour long.
Oh,
You're gonna have a 45 a 35 30-minute match take up half the show. 35-minute match now.
well, it would be
That's
your whole show, is
uh,
what I'm kind of saying.
yeah, no, no, it has to be on pay per view.
Yeah, I agree, though. I agree with that. So we were talking about that before the Hardys versus the Young Bucks.
Hardy's.
Yeah, I'd say the Hardys, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Young Bucks win. Just
Okay.
because, just
Taking both
because,
there.
just because they're EVPs.
I don't know. I'm saying the Hardys just because I think the Red Faction's going to try to get involved and cause a mishap for the Hardys.
Well,
For
think
the Young Bucks.
here's what here's
They're going
why.
to continue this.
Yeah,
They're going to start it at least. I feel
yeah,
like a little bit more with heat between Red Dragon and Young Bucks. Kenny's coming any moment now. So as soon as Kenny comes, that's when the full twist is going to happen right away. It's going to be like, well, fuck you. I've hated you since the beginning. Bam, Kenny's got our backs. Let's go. So
yeah, but that has nothing to do with the Hardys, though. That's Red Dragon
nothing
against the
to do
Elite.
with the Hardys. But it just gives Hardys the win kind of thing.
Yeah,
Hardys beat the Young
maybe,
Bucks.
maybe if
Young
there's
Bucks get super
interference.
pissed. Well, that's what I mean. Red
Yeah,
Dragon.
yeah, okay, okay, yeah, if there's
Red
interference.
Dragon, but it's an unintentional interference in the
Yeah,
sense that Red Dragon tries to help them win, but they fuck up and they ultimately screw the Young Bucks over. Hardys get the win because hey, it's the Hardys. We can't make them look bad yet. And then the Young Bucks just get super pissed at Red Dragon, but then they still be okay until once Kenny Omega comes back, then it's gonna be a complete shit show. Screw you guys. You've been always tearing us down. Da da da. They've been hinting and hinting at it for so long. It's just because I keep thinking
it has
that they
to.
think
Yeah.
Kenny Omega too is like ready, and then he's not ready, so then they have to prolong it a bit longer.
Here's why I bring up the fact that I brought up the EVP fact often, and this is the reason why.
Mm.
Because I think when they wrestled Moxley and Kingston, now it could be that maybe because Moxley was going into rehab that they didn't win, but I thought that Moxley and Kingston should have won the tag team belts there. And it seems like a lot of the big name things that are going on around the Young Bucks, especially when they get over, it's within their inner group of friends. So that's why I bring up the fact of the EVPs, where it's almost like they're trying to, put their shit over than other people should. That's why.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you've had Jungle Cruise there be tag team champions for so
Who?
long.
Jungle Cruise, that's the movie that The Rock is in.
Yeah, exactly. It's also the Jurassic Express. I just keep fucking up their name. You've also had them become tag champions for a while. You had the Young Bucks lose to the Lucha
Yeah,
Bros.
Jurassic Park, right?
Jungle Cruise. Oh my lord.
It's a good joke, all right? That's a time joke.
It's, yeah, it's
Laugh later,
hilarious.
Jeff.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
It's hilarious. Um,
Moving
But
on.
it'll be a good match, though. I think whoever wins, I think it's
Yeah.
going to be entertaining. I think maybe the Young Bucks might want to work. I think they might work a little bit harder to really get, because it's their time to really put themselves. That's a match to put themselves, like, try to get themselves higher.
yeah, because if anything, this is to help elevate the Hardys. And I don't see an EVP thing being a thing with the Young Bucks. I think maybe they might be a little cocky with it, but they don't really necessarily have a lot of control as you think they do.
No.
If Tony Khan says no, then it's no. Like, nah, guys, I'm not fucking up the Hardys,
What are you doing to that kid in the background? Why is that baby crying, Justin? Is that your fault? I'm kidding.
Yeah, I guess we'll wait. Um, but yeah, so well, I mean, I guess we don't necessarily know.
But you understand what I'm trying to say though about like the Young Bucks, like you
I
you
I
get where I'm
I,
coming from.
I get where you're coming from. I also just kind of think that you think that they have as much power as they do with the EVP stat. I don't think the EVP status has been a thing for a hot minute now. And
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
only just kind of like they have being the elite. Hey guys, do whatever you want with being the elite. But wrestlers there have kind of control of whatever the hell they want to
Yeah,
do
but
anyway.
they've been doing that even before AEW being the elite.
Right. But I mean, like, hey, you guys can just go and you know what I mean, still do that and do
Yeah.
whatever. They don't necessarily and they have the t-shirt stuff. I think they deal a lot with too.
Oh, pro
The
wrestling
Young
tees. Yeah.
Bucks, pro wrestling tees, and all that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
the partnership with that. Um, I mean, I don't know. I feel just like I'm not getting that vibe because they haven't been in the title picture for a hot minute either.
Well, they
Too.
shouldn't. If they're in if especially if they're in that kind of position in the company. Now, if what you're saying is true, where maybe the EVP thing isn't as profound or as upfront as it was, like at least it was as perceived when AEW started, then I'll I can
Mhm.
understand that. But like I think they were tag team champions for way longer than they should have been.
Yeah,
They FTR
I also
FTR had the belts for like what, 2 months, 3 months, not even.
yeah 2 3 months.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, they definitely deserve to get it back though.
I don't know
FTR, I don't know what he's
what do you
doing.
think John's doing in the background?
I don't
Think
know.
he's up to something. Oh,
That's
there we go. It was very very suspicious
very
actions of you
suspicious. Yeah.
in
Sorry,
the back.
daddy duty.
Oh, that's fine, boss. You got to do what you got to do. So the next one we got the men's Owen Hart tournament match, which we now know is Adam Cole Bebe, excuse me, versus Samoa Joe.
I would say Adam Cole wins because
Yeah,
Sanjay and Jay Lethal interfere.
right.
Even though I would really want Samoa Joe to win,
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
but
Or I mean, maybe an elite thing plays into that too, right?
There's too much elite things
maybe
going.
maybe hold on. If Red Dragon causes the Young Bucks to lose, then maybe the Young Bucks cause Adam Cole to lose.
Right. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because I feel like that's what it's
Yeah,
gonna be throughout of
yeah.
that show. Though they're gonna start telling that story with those two matches.
However, the way I think it is if a heel wins one of the tournaments, the face has to win the other. I think
Mm.
that's how I see it going down.
Oh, okay. You're really into
Or-
this heel face thing, huh? For a tournament thing,
It's because it's worked
but
it's worked
but it's
forever, Justin.
but it's an Owen Hart thing, though.
Doesn't matter.
You know,
He was heel too. Don't forget.
yeah, it's valid.
Do,
When he was
do, do, do.
when he was in the nation there for a bit.
Oh,
Oh,
even when he was feuding with Brett in the early '90s, when he became
True.
heel,
Yeah,
he was a heel.
that's true.
You know,
Um, then we got. I guess we now know Britt Baker
we
versus.
don't know.
well,
Who's
if
the other two though?
presumably it's going to
Ruby
be Ruby or Chris, but
or Chris Statlander.
let's say
Yeah.
it's going to be Ruby. I don't think it's going to be Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I say it's versus Ruby. I think Chris does need that push though. She's been there for a very long time. Um, I also kind of feel it's at a point where you want to give it to an AEW. Oh, I guess Chris Statlander isn't an AEW alumni either, though.
Well,
Oh, she was there from one of the beginning. Yeah.
yeah.
But she was just in WWE before that, or Impact or something, right?
No,
Who?
she was on the Indies.
No. Oh
She was an indie girl.
You think about Ruby?
no, I'm thinking. Okay, I
No,
don't know.
Chris
For
was
some
all.
reason,
She was
No,
indie. Yeah, she was indies.
okay. So yeah, I don't know. I think they're just gonna go more the route they want to give it to an AEW I guess, or alumni almost, if you will. You know
But
what I mean? To
the
help
reason
build.
yeah, but I think what would get Chris Statlander over would be that she would be the one to take the belt off of Jade. Because really, what other female does the roster have that's babyface that's gonna take the belt off of Jade? That makes sense.
Right.
It would be Chris Statlander because she's a
Eh,
big, she's built like she's a strong girl.
mhm.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It's true. I feel like there's not that many faces
No.
in the AEW women's roster. There's
Oh well,
Ruby. There's
well
there's Ruby, there's Chris,
Anna Jay.
Anna Jay.
Well, Andy J is fighting for the
Oh,
title.
Yeah,
yeah.
she's wrestling for the but she's
So
not.
She's not
she's
gonna
not gonna
win.
win though. Yeah.
But it's a way to get her
Um,
over.
yeah, that's it. I mean, Jade's also been improving week after week with it too.
Yeah.
With her wrestling, so I'm kind of happy to at least see her. I'm still not a fan of her in the baddie section, but I'm just a fan that they're actually doing something with a women's wrestler, and she is improving steadily every week. So I like seeing that, and I just can't wait till I appreciate her more when she's a bit better. But yeah, I mean, it's a way to look at Jay look good
Yeah.
because Jade's obviously not losing. Because then I don't know, that'd be weird.
And let's face it, Anna Jay looks good anytime.
Mhm.
Let's carry on.
It's also a valid point. So we got Jurassic Express.
Very good.
There, well, I'm reading it this time. Jungle Cruise versus Team Taz, and versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Tag Team titles.
That's my match of
Lee
the
and
night.
Swerve match of the night. I wouldn't go that far, but it's going to be a match. It's going to be maybe top 3 for me. I say Lee and Strickland, though, are taking it. I don't want to see Jungle Cruise with the titles anymore. I don't care.
I
And Team
say
Taz-
I say Ricky Starks and Power
Yeah.
Clubs.
Yeah.
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 But although I can't say I would be disappointed if Swerve and Keith Lee win. No,
Right.
Swiftly.
I don't know what.
That's
Oh my God.
that's going Justin level
See,
here, bro. Come on.
Th-
Leave
this
that to the pros. Okay?
this is
You
the
leave it to
problem.
the pros.
Swervely. Swerve 'em. It's my house, yo. No.
Well, yes, you're at your house, but I mean, it's just
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Bedtime. Let's go.
Okay. So I'm going with Lee, and I don't see Team Taz doing anything proper with it. I just think it's going to be as useless as Jurassic Express having it.
As
No.
ruthless as the women's tag team titles.
no.
Women's tag team titles aren't a thing yet, but they're talking about it for some reason.
And
For
trios.
AEW and trios.
Hey.
And then we got. Go ahead.
No, you would think. Yeah, you would think that the trios title would.
I think we're gonna get an announcement soon.
Well, I think Tony Khan mentioned that they were already made, but
Yeah.
when they're going to be announced.
Oh,
is-
really? They're already
is-
made. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, waiting for Kenny. Everything's
Yeah,
waiting for Kenny.
Probably. I think that's it. Once it's their trio title, it's going to be Kenny and Young Bucks versus Adam Cole and Red Dragon.
EVPs
Winner
and their
wins.
EVPs and their friends. Go ahead.
EVP.
Sounds like a kids show.
Oh, Jesus. So Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. We already kind of. Oh, well, not
That's
really.
gonna be
kinda.
good.
Serenity.
Serena. I don't know who Serena D is, but I think I'd say Serena Deeb.
Serena Deeb, yeah.
Is it?
I don't think you get
too
it off. You don't get it off Thunder Rosa yet. I think the reason they've been kind of building her to be more on the mic, I think they're still going to work
See,
with that.
This is a match that I would love to see it as an Iron Woman match.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh.
would be fire.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
This is that would take the show.
No DQ too. Make it no DQ.
No, I'll do like
Just
Shawn
a
and
straight
Brett.
a straight Iron Man
Yeah.
Iron Woman match. Yeah.
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 And then with that, I guess we got the finals. I'm going with Rosa, by the way. I don't see Serena Deeb getting it yet. No?
Okay.
I think I would just like to see that feud continue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who,
that's
who no
fair.
matter who wins, even if they flip flop the belt, just
Mhm.
let it continue.
Let it
Yeah.
ride out. Yeah. If anything, yeah, you haven't had a long
Well, actually,
feud.
wait a minute. They did feud a little bit because didn't Thunder Rosa come into AEW as NWA champion, or the other way
Yes.
around?
Yeah. Other way
Yes.
around.
Yeah. So I mean that could be a good continuation where they could kind of continue their feud, but now on a bigger scale.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, I would like to see that feud continue because the work rate would be really good. Yeah.
Yeah, that should and they haven't had a long standing feud in the women's division, I feel like, for a while now. So
Yeah.
giving us that would at least be entertaining for the full run. Then we got Adam Page versus CM Punk for the AEW World Title.
I say Punk is gonna win it. As much as I don't want him to win it,
I mean, no, I don't care. I mean, I would like it. There's still a lot of dream matches he can do. I would like to see, you know,
I don't
Punk
see.
versus Kenny, Punk versus Adam. I just don't see it making sense for Tony Khan to do it.
But is it just like I like AEW, I love watching it, but
Punk versus Joe.
are you fed up
You
of
know, you build
are
that
you fed up of the
urge.
one-offs though?
What do you
The
mean by
one
one
offs.
offs?
Like in other words, that it's just like it's one match, okay, done. Storyline's done.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Because they
because
do long booking. That's the thing.
well, no, but they don't, is what he's trying to say, because it's just one match and it's over. I think it's because they build this long, they are getting into that pattern now, but I feel like they give us enough, they kind of give us a month and a half of booking,
But
though.
at least have if it's gonna be like one guy goes over, then the next month like the other guy goes over, and maybe you have a rubber match to whoever like a
Right.
But
little bit more.
isn't that what we complain about WWE does? That it's like already for three of the three matches of the same guys.
If it's done properly,
If
it
it's done
works.
properly, no. Seth and Cody, it works. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a bit fast, but at the end of the day, we're still getting entertainment gold.
But like what you just said too, Justin, I think CM Punk, like if he were to win the belt, him and Joe, yeah,
Oh my god, like that's the story to tell there,
and
and that you
and there's
keep
history
going.
there right there.
and
Well,
if
that's it.
if
That was
Adam,
one of their best feuds in
yeah,
ROH. I think they both have mentioned against
and
each other.
and
So
if Hangman turns heel, that's a good way to get him heel, where he's pissed off that he lost the belt, you know,
Hangman,
yeah,
and he wants to get his revenge.
Hangman's coming in the ring with a horse.
Maybe
no,
he beats Joe because the horse takes a shit on CM Punk. Imagine how great of a pay per view would that be, where a horse gets in the ring, takes a big dump on CM Punk. 1, 2, 3, it's over.
I'm going to the showers,
Oh my god.
oh, that
and that's the
Jesus,
show, folks.
what a creative mind. Well, speaking of horse poop, this show really went in the shitter. We'd like to thank you guys. No, I'm just. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. But we'll have to wait and see. I think honestly, looking at that card though, it's
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 very
gonna be there's gonna be match of the night contenders between Hardy's Young Bucks, Adam Page, and CM Punk. CM Punk, honestly, love him or hate him, he puts a clinic in the ring. He's telling you a story inside those ropes. So I think it's gonna be a fun
Excuse me.
time. I think
Yeah,
it's just gonna be a great show.
it's gonna be
So
chicken wings and good fun.
yeah.
chicken wing, yes, I should have
EW
ordered it.
AEW has been doing that for a while, where the pay per views, especially like let's say their big ones, the
Mhm.
card, or even like even their other ones, like the cards have always been really solid, and this is
I have not been disappointed as of any their pay per views.
yeah.
I feel like I've been disappointed of one or two, but I can't recall at the moment. It's been a while though. I remember looking at the card like, um, but yeah, this is gonna be fun. Surprisingly, no Casino Royale.
Yeah,
But again, we also looked into it. They also technically do them at All Out as well, and they didn't do one last year either.
But you see the Casino Battle Royal, they would have the Joker as a part of that match, and now they had it in the Owen Hart tournament.
there you go.
I mean, you could still have Cesaro as a Joker.
Well, no, he can't.
Well, I mean, if you did a
Oh, if
Casino
you did if you
Royale.
did a Battle Royale,
That's just a tournament. That's just a tournament for an Owen Hart trophy. That's not to face the TBS champion or the world champion.
well, isn't the Casino Battle Royal supposed to be the TNT title shot?
There's gonna be a new talking about that. There's gonna be a new TNT title.
What do you?
Oh yeah, because the old one was broken or
Yeah,
whatever. I'm fed up with that feud. I'm sick and tired of Sammy and that hey, seeing him make
I'm
out.
fed up of Sammy. Period.
Yeah.
Oh, I stopped caring. Yeah.
No, but do we have to see him make out with Ty Conti every goddamn week on TV?
I mean, Jeff, just
Who
because you're
gives a
jealous, I mean,
Listen, I
you know.
listen. I know you. That's what you imagine you and Dewdrop doing. We get it. You
Yeah,
know.
Dewdrop is very pretty.
I mean, she
Ca- uh,
is.
Carry on.
Sure.
The I don't know.
Don't know what to say there. We will
Yeah.
not get canceled for any kind of reason. So we shall move on.
Yes.
But yeah, going to be a great card. Obviously, we'll still see what happens with Sasha and Naomi going forward. There was more gossip on Riddle. Apparently, someone else is coming out on Riddle being perverted of some sort. Did not read it, but we will definitely keep you posted on all on our wrestling page and all our social medias, which of course is at WTN Wrestling. The links will be down below in the doobly doos. Jeff, why are you so dirty?
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, where did he go? I can't see him anymore. Thank you, of course, for just jumping on in and busting
always.
balls and taking names. We certainly always appreciate it. Where can they follow you, good sir?
You could follow me on social media, preferably at JT 9783 on Twitter, and that's pretty much it. I like to post the various things, whether it be wrestling related, video games. So you can follow me there.
There you go. And not a stock
Please no.
mention. Not a
Please
stock
no.
mention. Fair enough. So that's welcoming then now. We can stalk you.
No.
No, can't follow you like that. All right, fair enough. Big Red,
Oh,
give them your socials, good sir.
at Twitter at Big Red 7819 or on WTN Wrestling Talk Now.
Do you remember Kid Crazies by heart?
No, I do not.
Some hosts we are. Jesus.
He has a weird
The
one.
links will be down below. It's WTN's Kid Crazy, I think. It's not that weird.
Yeah, but there's his
the-
other Silta, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Saltita, isn't it?
that's it.
Yeah,
guys.
that's what
Just say the guy's last name like it's nobody's business.
That's not his
That's
last
Twitter
name.
account.
His last name is Costa.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
How much you know?
exactly.
Huh?
Fair. Either way. So, of course, you can follow me. I'm Justin JLB. You can follow me at JLB420. Real Talk Radio, though, is the brand at Real Talk Radio 8, anchor.fm/RTR. Chip and Dale movie review will be up soon. And FYI,
Chipperdale? What?
Chip and Dale Rescue
Ah.
Rangers.
Oh, okay.
Fuego, pretty freaking fire for a cartoon real life film. Probably the best they've ever did in the last decade. So look out for that review. Then where I obviously will go into more detail. And all the links will be down below in the doobly doos. It's been a good 2 hours here, guys. Appreciate all the wrestling talk that we usually do. Much love as always. And thank you guys for watching, listening, commenting, for the Ambrosias, the Nelsons, who
Everyone.
else was here? Everyone for commenting. Appreciate you all. We will definitely catch you next week for more recaps and rundowns. And until then, I guess, ciao for now.